All right. All right. I can do that. See who out here early this morning for some good teaching. Check in with your boy. Let me see who up in here. Brian King, where you at? What up, champ? Good to see you this morning. My boy Rio in the building. Walking with Kale this morning, be from Texas. Yeah, you get ready to call that in, champion. Brado, what up, my guy? What's up, man? I ain't seen, heard of you in a minute, bruh. You must be still amazed at that history that we've been teaching. I know you've been. I know where you live in Connecticut, or where you from, and it's a lot of history there. So hopefully you getting what you need. Deb, good morning to you. Shout out to the moderators, of course. It's a good time to be alive. I'm just doing quick drive-bys with knowledge and wisdom. You feel me? I'm a little ahead of time, so a lot of people got homework from yesterday and the day before. You might want to get that off early. Press what? Because once I start going, I'm not looking back. And a good way to stay current is to call it in early, not during, not after my show, to talk about something else other than what's going on right now. Hit the like button. I just want to minimize, there's a path this show is going, and I want to remain on that path without drifting off. This ain't. I don't own like a Nissan NSX or nothing. This ain't like drifting. We just bending corners around. No, this is slow and steady wins the race. We've been doing a lot of laps around this YouTube street, and yeah, you don't got to work as hard. You don't got to bounce everywhere. There's nothing extra to prove. Really, just getting things in order mentally for the classroom and staying up to date on topics. And that way, I'm not stressed out. That's all. I'm just trying to limit my stress. I know a lot of people wake up with stress on their brain. Not me. Not me. My stress is never just mine. That comes and goes. So this ain't that. What up, Marty? Good to see you. Good to see you. What up, Sam? Good to see you. I'm not about to be stressed out with the internet. Niggas out here getting shot. Niggas out here shooting themselves for clout. You can't do this. You know, I'm not even taking it. They said I'm not even going that way. Y'all go ahead. Next up, zip the drip. Press one. That's the next one. Tomorrow's news circuit. That's it. So, as you can see from the title, I don't really want to get too far into depth just yet with El Dorado, things of this nature, the gold, who took it. It's pretty much getting you to see the bigger picture more than what was taken. So I want to just as important it is that something was taken. Understanding where you come in at is a personal ride for yourself. I got my own personal journey. I gotta, you know, things. We got things we doing in our personal life to fix family curses and get things back in order. Coming into competence. You feel me? Coming into competence is a struggle, and it's a when you raised in the world is it's the battle is within. You know what I'm saying? It's breaking old habits and detaching from old roots and old philosophies and old values and things that I value so much I don't value today. You know what I'm saying? At some point in time, I think everybody got to take a step back, even myself, and say, okay, life has changed since then. Let's detach and get rid of the old stuff and not bring. And I finally know what that means. You know what I'm saying? It take a while, motherfucker. You finally understand what that shit means. It's like detaching from the old self, the person people thought they knew. You know, elevating to another level mentally, spiritually. You feel me? That's it. This knowledge has helped me, and I hope it's helping others find themselves in this world. Answer questions that hasn't been answered yet. Having dialogue and conversations about uh, things other YouTubers ain't talking about from our perspective. You know, the have-nots. Thinking we just dumb and Pookie and Ray Ray. Nigga, we got a bad name right now on the internet and we ain't even do nothing. Press what? Pookie and Ray Ray did shit to nobody but try to fill out a job application. Press button and them niggas, everybody blaming us. I speak for all Democratic Pookies and Ray Rays. Leave us out of y'all relationship issue. Press one. We are not the reason why Kevin Samuels, none of this shit. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Tired of getting blamed. Tired of getting shot at. Tired of getting remember Tupac. Tired of getting, we need a place that's just for us. Spot where I can kick it. When I ain't gotta get dressed up and be all Hollywood and shit. You press one. Where do niggas go? Press one. That's what I'm trying to find. While y'all looking for reparations over reclassification, I'm just looking for Thug Mansion. Press one. Well, you gotta be a G to get in. A gangbanger? No. Fool, a G. Press what? You're not a G. Adopted into the G family. Press what? You ain't been adopted. So helping you understand, doing this YouTube, there's been a lot of people that's been saying, oh man, they robbed us. Oh man, they took mine. Oh man, this one. Oh man, that one. What I learned is, most of you niggas are shouldn't even be in a conversation of reclassification, reparation. Nothing. You have absolutely nothing to do with nothing that got nothing to do. You first, second, and third class American Fourth Amendment dead citizen. Sworn oath through the mooring ship program. Press one. Sworn oath. You don't want to fight for the king. You don't want to be under the great George Washington. Press what? You want to overthrow. So y'all all signed up. Now listen to me. For the people walking with Kev. Watch this. Magic trick. This is how you know you cut off. This is how all y'all names is written right over there. You traded in your sovereignty and God and law for the bank. Look at your neighbor and say, no, this nigga did not. Just blame us. You traded it. Yes, you did. I'm going to catch you with your mouth open. You traded in the republic for a dead state. Your forefathers did. Serve a different God. Means you serving his law. That's just how the law of the land works. That's why God said consistently, obey me. Follow the law. Obey me. Obey me. Oh, man, he just want to control us. Cub want us to go to bed at 9:30. Just a bunch of disobedient children. Just, This is a good day. So you traded it in. And then the dead man robbed you. You get it? You traded in the republic that's worth everything, the whole world, for democracy. And your little silly civil wars is nothing but overthrowing the king. That's it. Your revolutionary was always trying to, why overthrow the king? Because the king and his estate is not subject to a dead corporation, nor the Catholic Church. Press one. You want to be under the king. The idea of what you think the wonderland of America is came from the king. Facts. They just got you in an allegorical, hypnotized box machine called television and everything else. What you envisioning to be free and having revenue and becoming a man and getting this law off of you all comes from the king. You bowed down and went toward, you fell, just like the Bible say. You fell like Nephilim. Fucking weirdos, your ass fell. And the daughter and the sons of God came into the daughters of who? Okay then. Busters, wake up. Press one. Well, hold up. Your sons and hold up, B. Your sons and daughters came into the daughters of men. So press what? You failed. You alienated your own lands. It's all psychological. Shout out to Bando Hawking. You over there in the cut. I see you. Follow them. So you traded it in for a dream. That dream is Wonderland, Alice. You hear me? The dream is Wonderland. It's the asylum. So while you wishing on a star, trying to find out who you are, got the 1980 jokes up in this bitch. I'm trying to find out who you are, bro. They know who you are. You know, you had to die for immigrants to become alive on your lane. They had to have a way to dock you. So while you submerge, they're docking. They're docking. But that's what you ended up with. You put all your work into it, into the idea of America, and they robbed you blind. The bank did. Put you in debt bondage, had you renting out your own tools. Press one. Had you renting out your own tools. You feel me? Coffee and Kush TV. What's up? What up? What up? That's right. What? What you see? What you see? No. I know what you sent me. You right now. I'm gonna put it on the screen. I know what you sent me. Yeah, but go ahead. Tell us what you come up with. What? What you mean? Oh, wait. They said they can't hear you very well. Hold on. Let me turn you up. Let me see if I can turn you up. Hold up. Let me see. I'm gonna disconnect you and bring you right back. Hold up. I like where he's going. You can't if you can't hear him, that's okay. Hold on. I'm bringing you right back on. Shantae Morgan said volume. She said volume is terrible. Shantae. But Shantae doesn't even go to our school. So we don't care about Shantae's opinion, do we? Who the fuck is Shantae? Where the fuck did you come from, ma'am? Go ahead. Who the fuck is Shantae? Shantae just answering questions. Get your big forehead ass up out my classroom. About something terrible. We don't even, yes. Say it. Shantae, listen to me. Say it again. Silence. If you can hear me, press what? Silence. Who the fuck is Shantae? I'm that nigga. I'm like, fuck this volume, man. These electronics. Who are you? Coming on way up over here in my classroom. I'm just playing Shantae. Just settle down back there. If you can hear, press 1. If it's okay, and then we'll continue on. Deb said we cool. Go ahead. We know Deb. We don't know Shantae. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. Do you know Route 66 is the same route that's owned by the first pioneers of America? From sea to shining sea. Do you know that? That's why Route 66 is the best route because it's the real route across America. And if it's the original route from west to east or east to west, then you got to find out who are the pioneers of the time. So go ahead, champion. Okay, they just say Eureka, correct? Yes. Ah, here's Archimedes' wheel. I mean time. This is great. Go ahead. Go ahead. Ah, the aha moment. Aha. Gotcha. Gotcha. Right. A lot of people don't know what the Golden City and what it none of that mean. Go ahead. Right. Go. Go ahead. Don't California got a Golden Gate Bridge? Hmm. Yeah, up north. Let the people know. Let the people know what they did to San Francisco. Go ahead. Okay. work.
The word can be found. To find gold.
No, to work, to mine gold.
To mine gold. Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you have no jurisdiction to just pop up nowhere and just start your own facilities. This is a republic. So they came to work.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And it says the word can be found on the state seal. So when I pulled up the picture of the state seal, it's showing uh, it's showing everything, a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna read what they said it meant. It says the Great Seal of California was adopted at the California State uh, Constitutional Convention of 1849
Right.
and has undergone minor design changes since then. The last being the standardized seal in 1937. All right, it says the seal shows Athena in Greek mythology, the goddess of wisdom and war. So that's the lady that they're showing on. I don't know if you got pulled up.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. It says the goddess of wisdom and war because she was born an adult. Okay.
She was born
It
an
says,
adult.
yes, sir.
Makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Makes sense. Okay.
Especially when you're birth, correct?
Correct.
So all of our children are born adults. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And it says, all right, like you were saying about this coming, all right, it says California was never a territory.
Go ahead.
All right. A California grizzly bear, the official state animal, feeding on grapevines, represents California wine production.
Go ahead.
A sheep of grain, representing agriculture. A miner, representing the California gold rush.
Gotcha.
And the mining industry. All right. And seven ships representing the state's economic power. The word Eureka means I found it is the California.
So it's the California state motto, gold. I found it. Got it. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Got it.
The gold, and then it ties back into the gold rush with them stealing the gold. And
Stealing what gold?
stealing Georgia's gold.
So all that is Georgia's?
All that is Georgia.
How you know?
And because, all right, because Oregon and California are tied into one another. When I looked up the Great Seal of the State of California,
Uh-huh.
it says the seal is 3 1/4 inches in diameter. And then it just mentioned Oregon. Oregon was admitted into the state union in 1859 and has no state flag or Oregon. So Oregon and California are tied into one another. We know who the founder of Oregon is, which is George Washington Gillespie. So that's them making lines.
Oh, drawing lines in the sand.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
They're gonna make them 2 different states.
I got you. When it's the same place, you're dividing the estate geographically with imaginary lines, but it's the same individual had to come by way of the what? The pioneers.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Correct.
Okay, so if it's his gold, then there must be a Gillespie gold mine.
Yes, sir.
How you know? Where that's at?
Okay. The Gillespie gold mine. All right. Now, when it comes to that, I have to. I gotta. All right. The Gillespie gold was them taking the gold from the gold rush.
Check this out. Call back. I got something for you. Look at the screen. I got you back. Press what? I got it right there. I got B. I got B right there. B, you stay right there. You know, I wasn't even gonna let B do that. Press 1. I wasn't gonna let B even go there, y'all. I had to give it to him. Oh yeah, I had to give it to him. Press what? I had to give it to him. I'm gonna give it to you, B, and then you're gonna be able to call right back and tell me what you think. Okay, because we're looking for gold mines. We're gonna stand corrected today. We're gonna stand corrected. Where the hell did my Discord go? Okay. We're in where? Okay, that was a different one. We should be here. See that? This makes sense. This is why I like having multiple people and multiple sources. You're dealing with Shingle Springs, California. All right, that's just here. It is known for its relatively small production output. These mountain ranges, blah 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 blah. But there must be. See, where is it? El Dorado, California. El Dorado County. Make sense? Okay, now B, you can call back. Now you can call back, B. 424-209-9506. Now you can call back. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. We're going to walk them down. We're going to walk them down. Who is this contribute to today's program? Deborah Nichols. Shout out to Deb, TW. My man, Rico, I see you for check text. I'm not checking nothing. My job is not to check text messaging. You better call it in. RT Bale, shout out to you. Bocat, Deborah again yesterday. Said, and Jason Harris, that was all from yesterday. Shout out to y'all. See, you can talk about it, B, but you gotta find it. You can say, oh, I found El Dorado, the county. No, did you find El Dorado, the gold reserve? You see what I'm saying? You gotta be able to find it. And then you gotta see, wait, this is big. Wait a minute. What the fuck are we doing here? B, you got it. You on the air? What up, champ?
Yes, sir.
All right, you saw that make perfect sense. Now Shiva sent this to me. Shout out to Shiva in the chat room. She sent this. Been doing excellent work on El Dorado. Excellent work, and this is what she came up with. Now, you know me, I'm researching Gillespie. This has turned into a research Gillespie, George Washington Gillespie Trust. Where is the Gillespie Trust? This is what our class is about. You feel me? Because we know George Washington, if we know George Washington Gillespie is a founding pioneer in real life, not the banking George Washington element, the real pioneer. He had to travel Route 66. I mean, we're talking Centralia, right? It was known to have an all gold city, huh?
Yes, sir.
And they believed in what?
They believe in God.
Come on now. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So that makes sense. That's even in my notes before I even got to that. When I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, you got the like the title, you got El Dorado.
Yes.
And I put Centralia on there before I even got started. Because I know already, based on what we already learned, that's it. That's gonna be it. You got
Look, hold on. Shingle Springs, Diamond Springs, Placerville, Coloma, El Dorado Hills, Pilot Hill, Camino, that's my favorite car, El Camino, Georgetown, River Pines, Granite Bay, Folsom, Auburn, Plymouth, Fiddleton, Newcastle, Orangevale. Okay. These are all places in nearby mines. Gold River, Applegate, Dry Town, Rockland. Go ahead, champ. Loomis. Ain't there the Loomis train? But go ahead, champ.
Oh, and then even this Georgetown,
Come
right
on,
there,
bro.
right there, Georgetown.
So the
Yeah,
BLM,
yeah.
so the BLM, not Black Lives Matter. The these federal bureaus are under the control of these things. Go ahead, champ.
Yes, sir. Like with the yeah, like we was talking about even them making bureaus like the going back to the Freeman Bureau. It's federal. It's federal. That's them. The real was the Freeman's Bank, and then you have the Federal Bureau. So we know when you see federal, that's the bankers.
Right. So
When
so California is known as the not just the motto Eureka, but the Marley says it's the state is known as the Golden State.
yeah, Golden State Warriors is right.
Bingo. See, California is known for the Golden State, and look at where we find it. Look. So there had to be
All
that's right. Go ahead.
all the gold, and then we know the gold rush from boom, they head out west. All the immigrants coming in and heading out west.
To do what? They got jobs, right?
They got jobs.
They all came out west to mine gold. Remember the gold rush? They just misplaced the time.
Yes, sir.
This will create the gold rush if you overthrow the king, wouldn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
There's something else that our age got something that they call the gilded age. All right, and when I looked up, I said, all right, what's gilded? The gilded is them covering over gold with gold, meaning they stole it. They're not the original, but they just covered over with gold.
Like they melted over it, they melted over the gold with gold. So they just like draped over it.
Or or having like all right, just say I got some just whatever metal, and then I'm gonna make it gold plated. You see what I mean? So
Oh,
meaning
like put an iron around it and like a ball of gold. Like I don't know, whatever. Go ahead.
yeah, like yeah, more like that. Like they got iron fake gold, but they gonna melt gold and put it over the iron to look like the real deal. That's what they are. They they false
Okay.
they false deal is like them melting the gold over false metal, making it they gold plate with the real gold and the real is Georgia and Oregon and California. That's why they call when they started the industrial revolution the Gilded Age. Yes, sir. Hello.
I'm here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. I got it right here. It says gilded, covered thinly with gold leaf or gold paint. All right. The second definition is wealthy and privileged. So they became when they stole the gold, they became wealthy and privileged. Um, and that's when they took the gold, like you was teaching us, and they were making bonds with J.P. Morgan when he got the gold from Grover Cleveland. And so that started the Gilded Age.
All right,
And
all right.
then
That's see. I don't want to go off into that. Just I'm really want to stay right here in El Dorado.
yes, sir.
Okay, we know what they did. What did they take? They took the gold. What else did they take? They took the estate. What did the estate consist of? Gold, diamonds, all of the minerals that make up America. This is what's important. What did they do? Okay. How did they do it? What federal institutes gain control over that to be able to claim right to it when they have none? Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much like with them. All right. The
So what did they do?
The gold. They made bonds.
They shipped the gold to Washington.
Yes, sir. They shipped it to Washington, and then they made the United States gold.
They funded the United States. Go ahead. They made the what?
Yeah, they funded the United States gold.
Now,
They, yeah, they funded the United States gold reserve, the government, and then they made funds just like fiat currency based on that. You know, that's why. All right, I got something right here. You know, they had something called Morgan Morgan bonds. The Morgan bonds purchased a plan for its financial firm coordinated the U.S. purchase of gold from the World Resource Exchange for government gold bonds. They said payable back in 30 years, which you know they do that. So they funded the whole world, built the stock market based on what they stole.
yes, sir.
And then that became, like I said, rubber band. That's where that term came from. And like coordinate, that word coordinate, it goes back to them grouping up and they grouping up and they did the same move. They made the boom. This is they got coordinate in different terms. You got it in like chemistry, but it still leads back. It says bringing different elements of a complex activity or organization in a relationship that will assure efficiency or harmony. So they all were together in the plan of the step. Yeah, man. It's pretty much like that's like you can see the play when we look at this.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Now,
You good? Is that it?
yeah, pretty much that's what I got right now, Kill.
All right. All right.
What I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look through my notes as I'm listening to you, and I'll call back for sure.
All right. All right. Do that. My man B standing up from Texas, near mining districts. Now, this is what's important. In order to steal an estate, you must and make a minor estate. Press 1. See, B fumbling. And then he goes in and out of what story? Listen, they created a minor estate. I had a show called Minor or Minors. They beat you here. Right here. See the language? They beat you in the law. Your allegory is commercial law. That type of thing. So you got to know how to identify and how they did it. 424-209-9506. He was flea flickering. He was oh shit. I took notes. Yeah, you took some damn notes. Yeah, you took some notes, but this is the importance of it. You don't want to pass. Remember, this is the estate that they took, not what they did, and we know they colluded against. Now bring the evidence. Now bring it. You see, this is a Gillespie gold mine from way back then. This is called evidence, right? He stuck on that allegory of Eureka. He get it, but here it is, Eureka, right here. Coffee and Kush TV. What's your name? Where you calling from? Rio, what's up, man? Give me your best take today. Come take that pressure. What's up? I'm not on that. I'm on the go. All right, see you in a minute, champion. I try to tell you. Y'all know what I'm on. Huh? Where you going? Oh, you get where you going? You see the title. El Dorado, the Golden Child. I don't know what you talking about. I don't want y'all to veer too far left or right. This is real. They had to overtake it. Where you going? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. Good luck with that one. Good luck. Next, we're gonna see who next. We're gonna see who next. He didn't make it too far today. Rio didn't make it too far. Coffee Kush TV on the air. Cameron University. What up?
What's going on, Captain Rico?
Rico, you on the air? What up, Rico?
Man, I'm calling in about this stolen gold and how the stolen gold is made us miners. As you was just saying, they made us miners and they made a separate trust. I want to speak on that and bring the notes that I got recorded that.
Hold on, Rico. Hold on. Hold on, Rico. Hold on. Rico say, fuck that. I got some notes on this right now. Fuck all this.
Yes, sir.
And Rico sound like he hungry today. What's up, Rico? Rico,
Man, I'm all the way.
go ahead.
Man, I'm all the way in on this channel. I'm start off with today. Of course, they use the Roman law, the canon law, and they use like laws of doctrine or theology. So I would say like legal nature law.
Go ahead.
And when it comes down to
The federal government?
a law, yes sir, a law, a doctrine, yes sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes sir. I'm gonna start off with saying this has to do with Franklin D. Roosevelt. Goes back 1917 at the end of World War I, and also 1862 Abraham Lincoln. The powers they say that I'm going to speak of was derived from Abraham Africana. So I want to speak as Franklin D. Roosevelt was the executor at this time.
Go ahead.
QB Trust, Canon 1295. While the executives and administrators of society under Roman law continue their unlawful practice of selling the live birth records of children and slave laws, these bonds are never considered property placed into the original QB Trust, but a second QB Trust owned by the private Central Reserve Bank as part of the long-standing bankruptcy conditions dating back to 1933 and 1934. So, why I speak of that is because we already know they created a first trust. You know, when they the amendment or I want to say the 1935 Social Security. You know, they will make us minors, especially when you're speaking of the bond, the live birth rate.
Now, wait a minute. You remember when we did the miners show and stuff like that? You remember that, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
And so, the reason why this got add up is because when it goes back to the Dawes plan and the money that was supposed to be paid out of World War I,
Yeah.
all the loans were set in default, even though they were paying on a little bit. The loans were set in default right at the end of the stock market crash of '29. But what was most important was Franklin D. Roosevelt took control of the whole America with this War Power Emergency Act.
Go ahead.
It was right before he made a turn it all ago. So I want to break that down. So I want to read this, and this was Franklin saying prior to this was like 1922, 1923 when it came to them paying. And this is Frank. They say we will never be able, we can never pay the 15 billion francs we owe America with added interest.
Hold on. Now hold on. Hold on. So this is Rico been waiting on this. Rico don't got their ass. Rico got him. Friends say we can't repay the loan Mr. Gillespie's talking about.
We can't do it. He said America has all the gold
Yeah, they can never pay in what? They can't pay in what?
in gold.
They can't pay in goods.
And so they said America has all the gold, and they say we can never pay in goods. Yes, sir. On
Yeah,
account of the customs being raised by the United States, but they're supposed to be paying back in gold, though.
but no,
You
they
know?
no no no. They said we can never pay back in goods.
Yes, sir. In goods. Yes, sir.
That's what they say.
But yes, sir. But why I say this is because I got to get done because what I
They
found
not
out
supposed to be paying us back in goods anyway. But I get what you're saying. But their whole explanation for not paying is ridiculous. Go ahead.
yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Because what I did was some research. I think it was 12 countries, including Yugoslavia, it was Italy, was one of the countries. So they didn't name all the countries that were supposed to be paid after World War I.
What happened? What happened to the gold? So what happened to the gold?
Yes, sir. So let me get back to right here in 1933, and this was important. So the 1933 War Powers Bill enacted by President Theodore Roosevelt.
Come on.
These federal rules, yes, sir. These rules, he say, derived from 1862 when Abraham Lincoln. Now this is supposed to be called War Powers Emergency Enactment, and this would have been in 1862. It was called the Civil War Act. And what happened was it gave the president or the executive power to be able to change the currency at sea, declare war at sea, and suspend habeas corpus. And this is something that he was able to do. Supposedly, I'm gonna just say because this could be time more, this could be real, but I know for sure in 1933, the same powers was used, and also in 1917. So Franklin Theodore Roosevelt used his powers, and we would call it again the war powers, which he used the Federal Reserve and the Treasury, and I
The
believe
the money that they just stole. The gold that they just that the gold that they just stole and had it all coming in from where? The Freedmen banks, correct?
yeah, the Freedmen Bank and the let's see right here. I'm gonna read it right now. Because he took control not only of the gold, but he took control of the land and the people at the same time, which is War Mercy Act. Because again, with the trade with the Enemy Act, he made everyone within the United States enemies. It wasn't like that in 1917, but what he did was change language, and he was able to change the language. So once he brought the bill up to the front of the act, he was able to change the language into where he made the people of the United States able to be.
Classified as enemy combatants.
And yes, sir. Yes,
Yes.
sir. And position. And so that was also helped cancel all the debts because they were saying like principles, which I was saying as I was reading the principles that were due when it comes down to the money that was owed from these countries and stuff like that. The principles would have been canceled because, of course, the people who own, that's why the liberty bonds is important. And I'm glad I'm going to sit this because let me bring this back up right here. And that's why it's very important because the liberty bonds we bought in 1917, their callable date was 1933. And what callable means, and I'm gonna read that, because they had a callable date and they had a maturity date. And so the callable date, which would have been October 15, 1933, and callable by definition means, hold on one second, it is a callable redeemable bond, a bond that can be redeemed or paid off by the issuer prior to the bond maturity date. When the issuer calls his bond, it pays investors the call price, usually the face value of the bond, together with the pure interest to date. And at that point, stop making interest payments. So what's important is the amount of Liberty bonds equaled up to 10,000 metric tons of gold.
Come on, talk to me. See. Hold up, B. See, that's all I want to know. You know, stuff like that. You know, 10 metric ton. I like how you added. I like how you added that up. Go ahead. Which equals what?
Right, which equal 338 million ounces. That was 338 million ounces. And once you do the math, it's probably about I think it's about $300 billion worth of money. I think it would have been at that time. It would have been about $300 worth of real money because of course what's important is when all this happened, that's when the FDR put it all on the Federal Reserve.
That's right.
So the Federal Reserve wasn't issued in America until they did what they did in 1917.
No, 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 no. It was it was before the Freedmen's Bank. It was as the Freedmen. The Freedmen's Bank is all the ones that are going to be robbed blind. They're made to put all their money into one big American pot, and they robbed them by way of the Freedmen Bank, and then blamed it on who was the chairman they put over the bank? Frederick Douglass. We ain't ever even seen the Haitian what immigrant. That's right. So these little ploys of moving money around and uh, it's becoming more evident. If we just follow the yellow brick road, follow the gold, you'll get to uh, the little leprechaun behind the show. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. It says if the president can create crowns by fiat and without congressional approval, our system is not much different from that of Congress, which allegedly works our system. So they said once Franklin D. Roosevelt enacting the emergency powers, and also he did an agricultural adjustment act, and that was about 1935, and they took over all the land in America. So he took over the farmland.
That was the whole federal takeover.
Yes, sir.
So that's why America holds up Mr. Roosevelt because he's the one that got all the money stolen and all the gold and resources and mines taken over and everything became federal property at that time. Go ahead.
And who became Social Security something for the
Could they had done this under George Washington Gillespie
no, sir. Not at all.
because he owned it all.
Not at all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So they had to wait till after 1905. 1906, 7, 8, 9, 10 to start robbing banks and start stealing and start coming against the true heirs and the true owners at the time. Not just Gillespie, there's more. There's more. I'm just showing people what an American born person can figure out if he applies his mind, he or she applies their mind to our laws and who we are. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And that's why I'm glad you said that. I want to bring up again in the Safety TV trust. It says the corporate person being the estate of the Safety TV trust can never be considered as the person whose benefits the trust is created. But a dead body representing a likeness of the deceased body of the missing person or the beneficiary in whose name the Safety TV trust was originally formed. I'm gonna read it again.
So those go. So say that again. Say that again.
Yes, sir. Now, I believe this is the text, and I want to read it again. The corporate person, being the estate of the Safety TV trust, can never be considered as the person for whose benefit the trust was created. But a dead body representing a likeness of the deceased body.
This is the minor trust. This is the minor because you said there was two Sesquive trust. There was the original and the
Yes, sir.
right. So which one is this? This because this going back to they're referencing the original. So
Yes, sir.
it can never go back into the hands of the original. So the second one has to be constructed in a way that it never goes back, and or it keeps the heir or heirs dead or lost at sea and continuous being or in perilous state in war. So this all makes sense with Theodore Roosevelt and all the rest of them. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And like you said, that was most important was since 1933 because he enacted the Trade with the Enemies Act. That was the war power. So if the war power was the same, that we the people gave all the power to the president to be able to really do whatever he wants. So like I was saying, when many presidents come in and sign 100 bills in their first 2 days of being in the office, that's where these powers have to rise from. And the only way they can use these powers is by keeping us again, like you said, a perpetual state of war. That's why they were called the war power. And back to the central TV trust, when it comes to the person that they said represent a likeness, but can never be the actual beneficiary, it makes me feel like when it goes down to the lady, this birthday evening, that we learned, they were teaching us about the trust and the things that happen. When she said, I want to be an Al Freedom, but you cannot be because you're not, you can never be the original beneficiary.
Bingo.
They created this trust fund. Yes, sir.
So what does that mean to the average person? The trust is set up for the beneficiary The minor trust is go ahead. Go ahead.
Man,
So
that's how good God is, and that's why your will is being done and his will too, Professor. But they set it up to where, and God gave us this, chance to be able to wake up ourselves, to be able to say, once we wake up, we can call the executives and the administrators, which I read there before, and to say, hey, y'all created something that y'all shouldn't have created.
there you go.
Because we were never dead, but because we all now realize that we are dead, and y'all made us dead, we are now able to have, because we understand law, we're able to call y'all into
Ah.
into a session or whatever we need to do to be able to take control of the trust.
Rico, you're gonna be able to say you're gonna understand why. You're not gonna be able to do nothing, Rico. You're gonna understand why. You're gonna say, Rico, I'm standing behind this guy because I can see it. You see, because there is only one trust and one beneficiary of the trust. Go ahead. That's why. That's why what you're about to read is written the way it's written. You can never go back to the original, so these has to be in place to keep it dead or in a perpetual state of loss and confusion. Perfect way to do that is give them a birth certificate. Go ahead. They mean born dead, stillborn. Go ahead, King. Told you. Told you. Read it. Read it again. Read it. Well, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We go back. This is the remix. We talk different. This is different. Yeah, I know you woke up thinking you was gonna get something else. No, you gonna get this work. Start over. Read it again so they can understand it for the first time. Go ahead. Go ahead. Now wait a minute. Now America walk around talking about all of us was incorporated, so we don't found they had. We don't found the strawman. Can you read it one more time for the glory of my guts, wanting to laugh and chuckle some more, knowing that people in my classroom, even though they didn't support me this whole walk and they've been on EBT program, they went up to $3 a day on my Patreon, but Kev woke up today. You feel me? And still gave you that good nurturing honey that you crave so much. Read it again, B. Go ahead. Nah. They say birth or BERTH or BIRTH. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's almost sound like that. Almost sound like Jesus. Until declare dead until when? Until they return, bro. Read it again. Read it again. Read it again. I can understand you, but I know you so excited you don't know that your brain is moving faster than your lips and it's causing them. and a lot of people don't understand what you see. They just So I want to bring you back to read. This nigga, bro, I can hear his brain. Go ahead. When a sovereign authority, go ahead.
Sovereign authority shall to bring it into operation. The judicial department will give effect to its will, but until that will shall be expressed, no power of condemnation can exist in the court.
Now wait a minute. What does the word express mean? Speak.
And let me go to the 1828. Because in my and what I would say is express would be to put it in law form to be able for it to be
Put it into context, sir.
and to be able to be processed. Because like you said, it is in the law. So the only way we can express it is in law. We can't go in there just talking and rambling about. And that's why, again, I appreciate you.
All right, now read it. Now read it. Now read it. Now read it.
1828. That's how I'm reading it right now. Want to be to us, to declaring words, to speak.
Now wait a minute. Now did I just tell you to speak? So what do I tell people to do? What's your job? To speak, to utter. Now what word? What did you just find out of there? Out of that dictionary? Expressed. Okay. To speak. There was a song called "Express Yourself." Y'all was boogieing down, but when it comes to the really expressing yourself, you shy away from becoming free, becoming a child of God, expressing the will of God. So you don't have no shield. You don't have no sword. You just have allegories and lips moving. You see? Go ahead, champion.
I'm gonna read this definition because you make it even more clear. Even in direct terms, not applying a lesser effort. This is the express covenant or agreement. We have his express consent. We have an express law on the subject.
Come on.
Express warranty, express malice. So, and I'm gonna go down right here as a noun. Express a legislative sent on a particular errand or occasion. Usually a courier sent to communicate information of an important event or to deliver important dispatch. It is applied also to boats or vessels sent to convey important information. And like you said, George would have been the biggest vessel because his ship was the whole world, correct?
George literally has the whole world in his will.
Yes, sir. That's what you showed us on that one video when that guy was bringing it up and showed how God control, how all purpose control of the one Great Britain, how they showed it control of Great Britain. And I as I'm looking at it, I never get back right here into the 1933. Let me read this real quick.
What time is it in LA? 1913. Boy, what a time it is to be alive. Go ahead, King.
Yes, sir.
913. Go ahead.
I got it. And it says, and this is what happened, and this is why, like I said again, they said again it didn't happen in 1862, and it happened in World War One. That these same emergency powers were enacted, but it didn't happen the way it happened in 1930. With gold being taken, the agricultural land, and other than being taken on federal reserve notes, and also going into public security. So let me read this. The vast range of powers taken together confer enough authority to rule the country without reference to normal constitutional process. Under the powers delegated by these statutes, the president may seize property, organize and control the means of production, seize commodities, assign military forces abroad, institute martial law, seize and control all transportation and communication, regulate the operation of private enterprise, restrict travel.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is the Nazis, bro.
Yes, sir.
These the Nazis. This is everything the Nazis did.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now read it over. What they do. Now read it over as what the apply that
Yes, sir.
corporate supremacist dead corporate mindset on it. What did they do? Read it again.
The vast range of powers taken together confer enough authority to rule the country without
Now,
And
now as an American federal citizen, you in that system. Now they have full rights over you.
yes, sir.
Now your sovereignty's gone.
Yes, sir.
They cancel. They put the contract on hold. Is that legal under King George or George Washington? Is that legal under the original Magna Carta or uh,
No,
is Bill of Rights?
the
Is this is
full
the
contract
infringing?
was
This is
on.
the infringement of everything the Bill of Rights stand for. So they're saying we have the right to infringe on your law and cancel all contracts and peace of friendships that we made with you by way of this unilateral decision we made, and now you're under this authority.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we never
And
came out of that
and
authority. And wait now, wait a minute. In fact, you ain't got to read no more. Now hold up. In fact, this looks more like the Man in the High Castle.
yeah, yes, it's it right here.
Now it makes more
The
sense, right?
Work Progress Administration.
The work progress. But no, of course, because it came in the IWW, or what the world know as World War One. Now tell me about this administration you about to tell me about. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Work Progress Administration is what created all the movies and the propaganda from 1933 up until about right when World War II started. This was what a lot of this is the guy I want to tell you about one time. His name is H.G. Wells. You remember the guy who War the World?
Of course.
Yes, H.G. Wells and Walt Disney, they tied in together with supposed
Yeah,
movies
because
and
War of the
what
Worlds was a false representation of aliens coming to get us when it was an alien usurpment by foreigners. Go ahead.
yes, sir. But the books he made for something is
I
called
know.
he
I
made
know.
Mind in the
Yes, but guess what it was?
and I'm not gonna go
Guess what it was though?
yes, sir.
While you was being destroyed and people didn't know what was going on all the way across Americas that y'all call America, we being destroyed. They got on television and on the fucking radio. Aliens from space. Guess what they got on TV? Billy Carson and them. Talking about the aliens has come and the Nephilim and the ancient tablets that the people have come and run away. Really, it was them blowing things away,
Yes, sir.
genociding black people,
And covering
and
their
they
tracks.
and covering their tracks through media. Through media, your genocide is hidden in American media because you don't even know you're in Nazi Germany. They told you, like the Jesus prophecy, that it already happened. No, nigga, you ain't ready. You were born into it. You're in it now. The only thing told you was free was a federal TV. Press one.
And they gave what they gave Afrikaners Lincoln.
That's right. Every nigga in Chicago know Lincoln. They know they going. They everybody in America know Abraham Lincoln freed your black ass. But really, see, Abraham Lincoln is your mechanical father.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See,
Yes, sir. It's really saying the idea back to the first war college and give it on the Franklin Delano Roosevelt. It just goes
did you
back
see the
to
passing? You see the passing? Them ain't nothing. Go ahead.
yes,
You
sir.
go ahead, champ.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I say that. And then the time of memorial, that's why I say, but I want to say this. It say Judah taking on land from a public enemy are called Booty. And the distinction between crimes and Booty is this. The former is taken at sea, and while the latter is taken on land. So, what was most important was about the war powers was they were trying to get control not only over the sea, but as you say, bring sea onto the
Yeah,
boat.
that's right.
So they say, hey, yes, sir.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, they don't believe in God neither, so a lot of people don't understand. They know they got a volume button. They can turn the sound up themselves. This ain't for everybody. Shit. This is for us. And that shout out to the people who support this, bro. I'm gonna give you a second. Mrs. Hornick, shout out to you with that contribution. She says for unmatched greatness. Yananan Orr, shout out to you, my friend. Mr. Ibrahim Jamil, shout out to you. Bocat, Ali Ware, Shoe 87 for the bungalows. He threw in $54 for the bungalows. That's $1 for every one of you niggas. And I got the craziest agreement. It was a That's the funniest shit. Hey man, hey, my man, for every nigga in the EBT program, bro, we got y'all, bro. It was a brother yesterday who said, "Man, I'm gonna get off the EBT program and actually support this nonsense." Man, you can't do nothing but support, bro. Support the real. It's FUBU. For us, by us. Shout out to y'all people who support this program. Care, bro, or nothing. Go ahead, Rico. Rico, go ahead. Okay, so what they doing? They getting us off the land and get us on. They getting us off the land and making us come adhere to the God of the sea or the laws of Poseidon or Serapis or Liberdate. The commerce God. Is there a God in commerce? No. Catch 22, nigga. Catch 22, nigga. There is no God in the laws of commerce. Talk to me, King. Come on. Who said that? That's how they got us. To serve other gods, which is no God. Because there is no God beside me, is what the will of God say. Press one. So that does that make more sense to you, King, as we sit right here early morning on 12/2/2023 on this day to understand parables and allegories and things of that nature. Go ahead and bring it back to law. Go ahead, King. That's right. You're out of time. Their trajectories have always been off scientifically, bro. They have no quantum theory. You only got Gillespie. You have Gillespie theory, Gillespie algorithm, Gillespie root 266. You got the founder of your nation. Everything goes back to the leprechaun, nigga. Remember the covenant. What the Bible say? Okay. What the rainbow for? That's an Irish. That's the lucky charm. Remember the gold at the end of the rainbow. At the end of the covenant. Remember the covenant. Remember the covenant of old. See? I'm giving it to you, champion. I'm not, bro, this ain't no religion, bro. This is Kev Road, champion. This is my soul, G. That's what I talk about. You ain't got this, you ain't got nothing. We can talk about nonsense. I can talk about nonsense with my homeboys that's in the struggle. But this real shit, you gotta want that. Go ahead, King. And that's when they took over. Yes, sir. They was supposed to, the federal government, let me tell you something. Now, I see it so clear. They can't take the pressure. They pussy. Listen, the federal government was established by way of war bonds for Italy to pay, for the payment, for the repayment. They are only on this land to repay and work off that debt. Amen. So what did they do? They said, "What? We ain't got enough. We can't pay back nothing." That's the excuse for usurping the whole government and placing it in a corporation. There it is. Go ahead. Oh, it was 50 nations. We know all the nations. We say that for Taj. We say we know all the 50 niggas that's written on Tupac's chest. Come on, King. And they all conspired against thee. You ain't even got to say it. You got to make them know God said it already. Reiterate. Re- That's one of the when we in court and I use that word. Remember where it came from, right here. Reiterate. Go ahead. All right, okay. My man, shout out to y'all, man. 424-209-9506. Shout out to the bungalows. Shout out to the bungalows. They say we in a building, all Democrats. Stand the fuck up. They said we don't want to be Democrats no more. We hear you, Professor. Whenever you got niggas from the bungalows saying that's all right, y'all, we got it. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. That make a nigga want to come to work tomorrow. Press what? That make a nigga want to come to work. See, we was talking about the SQA. You gotta understand why, what, what this is all about, and why this SQA, minor and the major, is important. What trust? What trust? When they say, in God we trust, what does that mean? There's a million niggas in prison right now, and the last thing they saw in the world free was, in God we trust, as they walk behind them walls. Press one. Uh-oh, I'm scared of this call. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. I see Thomas head up, hands up and shit. I'm like, hold up. Oh, shit. Thomas, you're on the air. Talk to me, King.
How you doing, Ken?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. What's up, Thomas? Talk to the classroom.
All right, so the Eldorado goes, the Eldorado Resorts Incorporated, and it's got the Trust Indenture Act section. It's got in the table of contents. It's got the Article One.
But Thomas, do you know that most of our people don't even know what El Dorado is? They think El Dorado is a Cadillac.
I thought so too all my life. My dad is the biggest Cadillac fan. He had Eldorado.
Me too. We riding in the back of Cadillacs, not even knowing, nigga. Wait a minute. Wait, we watching Eddie Murphy call himself the golden child, but have no idea, nigga. The reef is there, the Cadillac is there. Don't even understand why we attracted to this. But go ahead, King.
I used to play with the Cadillac. I used to play with the Cadillac Reef Emerald when I was
On my flip it around and shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll get your ass whooped. Yeah, that'll get your ass whooped. But I understand.
I found this like yesterday when I saw your title before you shut them off, and it said this Article 3 is the redemption and the repayment. Article 4 is the covenant. Article 5 is the success.
Wait. You sent this to me on by way of email?
Well, my email is full from sending it, so
Oh, okay.
I had to send it through text.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure where to get it from. Which one? El Dorado Gold. That's you. Oh, shit. Yes, sir. Okay, I got this. So what are we looking? What do you want me to bring up here first?
So everything that you saying, how they place themselves in as a trustee is all on here for
Oh,
global note, reserve subsidy,
U.S. Bank National Association.
the holders list, the
Wow.
transfer and exchange. It's got the notice to the trustee, selection of notes to be redeemed or purchased, notice of redemption, deposit of redemption or purchase price, gaming redemption, mandatory redemption, optional redemption, the incurrence
Okay, so what's the relevance to what we're talking about? What is this? You said what ink is this?
I didn't hear you.
You said this is what relevance is this to? You said what information is this? I'm trying to find it on something that's really what I'm doing here. Let me see.
You want the number that I sent it from? It
It's
starts with 980 428.
okay. Oh, okay. I got it. I got it.
So this is basically like how they wrote it up in the article from the indentured service to the overthrow George Trust.
Ah,
It's got the indentured under the El Dorado LLC, the Nevada Corporation, and they are under the issuer and the grantor of the U.S. Bank National American Association as a trustee. And it starts off talking about the global note, which I think that refers to like a world currency.
yes.
And
Because they're all taking part in this, so it'll be a currency that they all have to accept. Go ahead.
yeah, so
It's an agreed upon fiat French currency controlled and operated out of Sweden, Pope, and them. Go ahead. It's not even real.
so so much of this right here.
Okay, so let's say it like this. They had to make it a minor trust, and how would they cipher off the money into making it law? They would have to make get a. I understand because this is 370. Go ahead.
I see it as them giving themselves the authority and making it legal. Then they freeze or suspend our classification. Once they freeze our classification, that's when the switcheroo happens from like normally they say like the grantor or the administrator. Uh, then I see it a few times where it's wrote out like we still have the option to be the beneficiary, but I see it also as like because we don't know the law or focus on other things, that goes right over our head and they just run off with everything. Uh,
Well, they ran off with everything because there's only one estate to run off from.
yes, sir.
If you get the people to run off from their own protection, which is their sovereignty and their kingdom, they have none. You get them to serve other gods. That's what. So it's not literally them. It's what we did.
Uh, I'm trying to look through. Let me go back to the. I don't want to hold up stuff, but if you if I'm coming through it, if I can like have some stuff, maybe I'll read on it. But if you happen to have time to come back over it, I'll call up then.
Okay, okay. I'll be right here still probably talking about the same thing because I want to show the trust video today. If we can gather up enough support and keep this show rolling, we all good. Thank you for the call. I'll see you in a minute. My man. So uh, it has to be something given as a gift. Press one. Something as a gift. Shout out to Shiva for this find here. I think this is important because tracing the Gillespie fortune from pennies to $100 million gift. Press one. Let's say tracing the Gillespie's fortune. Because that's what this is about, remember? We're gonna find it. We found on the yellow brick road now. That's the yellow brick road. Tracing the Gillespie fortune from pennies, speaking of Lincoln, to $100 million gift. Remember, it has to be given as a gift. This find is very important because we're talking about the Stanford Advocate. Hence Stanford the Sun, hits advocacy, newspapers, blah, 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 blah. Something you might want to look into. The catastrophe was made, I remember the Deep Throat of All Presidents Men film. The Real Washington Post newsroom was made. A movie based on the money trail led to the corruption and downfall of President Richard Nixon. Gillespie family leaves a $70 million to Sam Steenford's non-profit, Kingsley Gillespie, who created the trust. Press 1. See, what are you looking for? And what I'm looking for are two different things. What I see and what you see, why I press 1 and why you press 1 is two different things. Malcolm X couldn't get me to give up my sovereignty for nothing. You hear me? Martin Luther King couldn't get me to give up my sovereignty for anything. The family origin couldn't get me in the 1860s. The Uncle William Gillespie writing. It's up to you. It's important. It's important, champion. Mines, the takeover in mining company. Gillespie's estates creates a $100 million trust to benefit. These are all minor trusts. Stanford Hospital, the Rotary Club of Stanford, the First Presbyterian Church of Stanford, and others. So these estates are being broken down from the major, given away as charity to people who are not even from here. You see? Remember, the American Red Cross exists by way of federal government by what? Gifts and charity. So it must be written into law, and your law must be the law of commerce, or the law of the water. And that's why y'all's a bunch of mermaids and Poseidon ass fish, but you can't even swim underwater without gills. Press 1. I said you can't even swim underwater without calf gills. You can't even swim. Big fish in a small pond, buddy. A big fish in a small pond, buddy. You can't. Them is historical bars. You can't even swim without gills underwater. Press 1. See, I'm gilled and I walk on land. Yo, amphibian. Press 1. See, the water gotta move, bitch. Get out the way. See, you want to get there mentally. Every one of your steps is fucking ordained, man. You can't be afraid. You feel me? I'm breaking the trust open. Who did this? Roosevelt is known as what? The trust buster. It's time for all the little people, Humpty Dumpty, to put all the little pieces back together again. You would never have believed King George, King James, this one, were all black people. And what you would call black people. And had whole nations come against you because you believe in things that happened in time immemorial before you know of the things that happened just the other day. You rather just make believe you believe in God and serve God other than do his laws and do his will, which is speak. his laws in the will. I just proved that. Speak. 4242. See, nobody can con me now, so I know for a fact you playing. You gotta be able to speak that. Not just oh Kev, man, I'ma just talk your head off. No. It's all coming back to the trust. Why the trust? Because this trust got to be so big that it has all the minerals. It got to supply the whole world. They got you believing they get diamonds and gold from Africa some damn where. That the United Emirates used to build whole palaces over there. No, it come from your homeland. It come from all this. This is just California. This is just El Dorado. What about Black Canyon, Arizona? The Gillespie gold mine located near Black Canyon, Arizona is a historically significant site within the Black Canyon mine, now incorporated into the Prescott National Forest. The mine was initially discovered in 1882 and has been inactive since the time of data entry. With no plans to, you see that? You see that? Wow. Hey, I got something to fight for. This ain't no, see, in my book, the Bays, all of y'all went into unison against the king. That's from my perspective. All y'all want them reparations from something that you did that was illegal. You all took part in overthrowing the republic, and then you want your handout from the federal government who used you as a pawn to overthrow the king. Now you going back saying we need reparation, and all y'all's a bunch of foreigners and unwed women under the king. No patriarchy whatsoever. They all want to benefit. Gillespie's being used. Press 1. That's why I be feeling used. Underappreciated. Y'all give all of the glory to a white man named George Washington that looked French with a ponytail. A white man with a perm. We talking about a huge trust being broken into. Your inheritance, your allotted land and allotted plots given away and stolen. We reading about it now. That's why I'm taking it slow. We don't got to move no faster than this. I'm enjoying it just the way that it is. Let me see what this is. So we about to watch a film real quick. A short film. This is from TikTok, and I'm going to bring these up a lot more. Highway robbery. How y'all robbed the king and then got robbed. You ever seen a nigga get robbed after robbing somebody? That's what happened. That's what y'all get. You ain't get nothing. You ain't get nothing. Not until you exit Shutter Island, that is, and understand that don't do bad things and God is your only hope. That's it. Not your homie. Not none of that. Not your homies. Not none of that. Now watch this one. Now I feel bad for you because they got you to go against God and now you're stuck and need help. And that's all right because God is good all the time. Stop robbing people. Press 1 and you won't get robbed by the robber barons. Press 1. You know why you got robbed? Because it wasn't yours. Damn, you lose things. Ill-gotten gains don't last too long. That's not yours. It'll put you in poverty. You wanted something that wasn't yours, and now somebody else bigger and badder wanted it, and now you're stuck. Now let's have sympathy for your transgression. Listen to this. You heard that? You got the Freeman's Bank. Go ahead. Press one. This is how it was supposed to go. You purchase your land, you purchase your freedom, you purchase your bond, you're free. Go ahead with your bad self. I told you, your president is made up. Press one. Look at Death Square right there on the screen. Your president is made up. Your presidents is banker presidents who they made up. When you choose this bank, you choosing made up Wonderland. You choosing highway robbery. Facts. Told you. Told you. Told you. See? In freedom. Now you know. Now you know what the World Fairs was doing. But let's go on. Watch this one. Watch what Captain Cook do. Damn. Now, remember, go back to J.P. Morgan and how they were fundraising. Everything was stolen from you. How all of these people subdued you was actually ciphering off your own money. You bought into your own downfall, and only you waking up can get yourself out. To salvage it. You hear that? All this money gone. All this gold bullion, money that's actually made of gold, taken, robbed to the amount of over 10, 15 metric tons of pure gold, enough to empower their whole world incorporated, and take loans to further own generational debt, which would be revenue because it's actual resources for them.
The fact is, I was married to a corpse. I found that I had been placed there with the hope that by some drugs or some mighty magic, I would bring it back. But the life, which was the money, was gone.
It's a dead bank. It's a corpse. You've been in. Ah, you're under the power and authority of corpse, of a corp. Afrocorps. Gone. Because it was the federal government who did it. Because they came president. Now stop. Now stop. Now stop right there. What the fuck was $10,000 gonna do when the equivalent of at least 1 point whatever billion was just ripped from our people who believed in this idea? How every one of them. That wasn't just one bank. All of them was robbed, and all of the money and gold was taken and put into a Federal Reserve System, which kicked off white supremacy in America. Before then, it was illegal. You get caught doing this, turning against these folk, you'll be in a work camp forever. Prison. That's like, geez Louise, man. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all can't, could y'all not hear this? Y'all can't hear it? Oh my goodness. Let me see here. Oh, okay. So y'all couldn't really hear it. I'm gonna put it on.
Life, which was the money, was gone.
See how y'all agreeing to shit y'all ain't even listening. Y'all couldn't let me know y'all couldn't hear. Come on, listen, y'all. Listen to this.
But those promises died with Lincoln's assassination.
Instead of 40 acres and a mule, they got the Freedmen's Bank. So instead of land, they were given a bank.
Union soldiers were getting bonuses. So the idea was to create a way to encourage the men to save the money so they wouldn't go squander it or be defrauded out of the money.
It was sold to the freedmen as better than giving you the land. You will earn the money through wages, and you will save it, and you'll buy your own land, and you'll feel better about that. Never mind that hundreds of years of working the land didn't count for earning the land.
The Freedmen's Bank was privately held, owned, and managed by wealthy white men. But the bank's aggressive marketing conveyed a different impression to its black depositors.
The passbooks, the notes, all featured, the heroes. It was Abraham Lincoln, it was General Grant, Howard. It was very targeted. So people were saying, these are the men who freed us. And they're saying, come to this bank.
In freedom, some skilled African Americans saved their hard-earned capital at the Freedmen's Bank and went into business for themselves. For some black business people, personal services were the clearest path to success, and sometimes wealth.
They recognized that their ability to have a particular kind of skill set, which was something that the white population needed, allowed them a certain kind of mobility and freedom.
Many of them were able to cash in on expectations that they were replicating their servant roles where whites were in power and African Americans were serving them. For example, a number of black barbers continued to keep their exclusively white clientele after the war.
All these barbers spent that time in the barbershop, nurturing these relationships with white men, and used that money from the barbershop to help fund and to help fuel a black economic movement within their own communities.
From barbershops to grocery stores.
How did you go from inventors and very wealthy people to owning a barbershop? It just amazes me.
Black businesses relied on the Freedmen's Bank, but a decade after it was founded,
This is the
Bank
deal you
President
got.
Henry Cook was running the Freedmen's
This
Bank
was the
into
deal you
ground.
got.
Here was Cook saying, look at all this money. They're putting their money in my bank, and whenever I need it, I'm going to reach in and get it.
I don't give a damn about your law. Give me the what? Give me the ability to control your money. And we make the laws, bro. This Rockefeller and all of these boys' concepts. So you get a better idea on who they robbed first.
Henry Cook starts looting the bank. He just starts taking this money and lending it or giving it to some friends and acquaintances, just putting the capital into
So
railroad
they're
bonds.
giving it away. This is a purposeful default back in Washington. This is a personal, this is a real purposeful default back in Washington, because all of them are connected back where? In Washington. We started lending friends and family with no intentions to pay back. How could they pay back? It's not even in their names to pay back. So along comes with these, the bank's defaulted, we need a new deal. Well, that was on purpose.
which was the subprime market of the day.
With the Freedmen's Bank on the verge of collapse, the federal government turned to the best-known African-American leader in the country to salvage it.
Congress brought in Frederick Douglass to serve as the new president of the Freedmen's Bank. Initially, he invested $10,000 of his own money as a way to shore up the bank, as well as to encourage other African Americans to continue to deposit their money into the bank. But the bank was beyond saving. So Douglass had to go to Congress and say that the bank was bankrupt and it needed to close.
Wow. All those people's hard-earned money, he turned around and said, I got $10,000 to invest. He probably got from Walter Plecker to probably jumpstart another highway robbery. Who knows?
The fact is, I was married to a corpse.
You hear it?
I found that I had been placed there with the hope that by some drugs or some mighty magic, I would bring it back. But the life, which was the money, was gone.
Gone.
The hard-earned savings of the freedmen were lost just in the markets, just poof.
Now,
And
all
nobody
of this accounted for how much? Metric tons of. Go ahead.
prosecuted. This was white-collar crime, actual just crime. It was theft, and nobody goes to prison for it.
Not even 10 additional years of slavery could have done so much to throttle the thrift of the freedmen as the mismanagement and bankruptcy of the series of savings banks chartered by the nation for their special aid.
From 1865 to 1874, about 70,000 people deposited the equivalent of $1.3 billion in modern day numbers. So African Americans enthusiastically embraced the Freedmen's Bank. It was a deep loss for African Americans and a loss of a vast amount of Black wealth.
Soon after the collapse of the bank, the federal government withdrew from the South, returning control of the region to former slave owners.
Look at this. Look at this.
The dream of full citizenship for African Americans came to a screeching halt.
Jeez.
We see the end of efforts
Dead.
to educate formerly enslaved people. We see the end of the protection of the right to vote, and what
Protection of the right to vote. We've always had the right to vote in assembly. It was going back to 1828 and 1898. We were already having, so African Americans wasn't voting or nothing like that. Maybe in the federal government, a lot of us didn't want to be under that. Vote for what? A president of a bank? So watch the story. 424-209-9506. Tell me what you think about that program, that movie. Shout out to the people who supported this broadcast today. Couldn't ask for a better support team. Shout out to y'all. You know, it's just random all the time, random support, and you can't ask for anything better. I love what I do. Get up in the morning, talk this for as long as we can, and do it again tomorrow. Highway robbery. Yes. Highway robbery. Highway, yeah. So they stole it from you and the people from here, and the progress that you made after the Great War. So here they are corporately and commercially bringing you to a complete halt. And you ain't even you don't even exist there. You are black, dead in law, under the power of what? 424-209-9506. I'm back on the air. Now I want to play this trust, but if there's no need to play the trust and think about it as a grand heist, historic heist, it's all good. I would love to sit and play the sister who breaks down how and what they did it, but I'll keep it to myself. I give it to myself. 1.4 billion at the very least. Taken. Me and what's the name was talking about the gold that was taken. We're talking about El Dorado, the Golden State, the Golden City, the myth versus reality. What's there? Come on, guys. Muster it up. Muster it up. Press 1. And you got to be able to muster up. Come on, guys.
From Texas.
Ladies, 424-209-9506. You on the air? B from Texas. You on the air? What up, champ?
Yes, sir, Kev.
Talk to me.
I was listening to that video when it was talking about Frederick Douglass and him putting in $10,000 into the bank and all of that. And they had something called they had something that gold certificates, and they ran the gold certificates to represent the money from 1865 to 1933 under the gold standard. And the people would turn in their gold and get gold certificates. They turn it into the Federal Reserve Bank. And when I looked up
that was supposed to be a receipt on how much gold they really had?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
And what I found out, I'm going to read it real quick. It says, gold certificates, along with all other U.S. currency, were made in two sizes, a large size from 1865 to 1928, and a smaller size beginning with the series of 1928. The backs of all large size notes were orange, resulting in the nickname Yellow Boys or Gold Backs. The backs series 1928 bills were green and identical to the corresponding the notion of the familiar Federal Reserve notes, including the usual buildings of the $10 through the $100 design, and less known abstract design of the notation of 500 and up. Both large and small size gold certificates feature a gold treasury seal with seal on the obverse, just as U.S. notes feature a red seal, silver certificate, except World War II Hawaii and North Africa notes a blue seal, and Federal Reserve notes a green seal. In the case of the Series 1929, the small gold certificates, they were bore a redemption statement with the following text. It says, "This certificate." This is a golden seal. This certified. Yes, sir. The golden certificate.
This the Willy Wonka here.
Yeah.
This is the redeemable ticket.
The redeemable ticket.
I fucking knew it. I woke up yesterday and today on a whole different mission. That's the Willy Wonka ticket. That's a redeemable ticket. Go ahead.
All right. It says they had a statement. This certifies that there have been deposited in the Treasury of the United States of America XXX dollars in gold coins payable to the bearer on demand.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Now they have something called the Series 1900, which is $10,000 gold certificates. Another interesting note of the Series 1900, along with the $5,000 and $10,000 of the Series 1888, all 1900 bills, $10,000.
So these are actually $10,000 notes. This is real gold and shit. Yeah, go ahead.
And it says $10,000 donation only have been redeemed and no longer have legal tender status. So it says most were destroyed and were exceptions of a number of 1900 $10,000 bills that were in a box in a post office near the Treasury, the U.S. Treasury. There was a fire on the 13th of December, 1935, and employees threw
burning boxes out into the street. The box concealed high denotation currency burst open. But much to everyone's dismay, so look, this crazy. So much to everyone's dismay, they were worthless. There were several hundred outstanding, and their ownership is technically illegal as they are stolen property. However, due to their lack of intrinsic value, the government has not pursued any owners, citing more information concerns. They carry a collector value in the numismatic market, and as noted in Bowers and Sunderman's the hundred greatest American currency notes, the only United States note that can be purchased for less than their face value. This is the only example of circulating U.S. currency that is not an obligation of the government. Thus, is not redeemable by a Federal Reserve Bank. The note bears the portrait of Andrew Jackson and has no printed design
They can't
on the
even
reverse
touch it by
side.
law.
Yes, sir. But now they burned it up,
They
man.
didn't
So
burn
they
it
was
up.
burned.
They took it and put it up. You can't burn this stuff
Yeah,
up. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, they saying the federal notes, this supersedes that. They have no, they can't own this.
Yes, sir. So they had our.
They can't
That's
own
crazy.
it. They what?
They can't own it. I'm looking like they that's part of their heist. They was getting people to turn in the gold and giving them these certificates, which was supposed to be redeemed. It was supposed to be redeemable, but they made it to where it's not able to be redeemed. That's crazy. And another thing that from this
They
that
didn't make it not able. They closed off the mind from wanting it to be able and finding out a way and finding the discrepancy in law that you can't make anything outside of your jurisdiction. You can't do anything with it. So of course they wouldn't adhere to Moses' law, real currency, nothing within a system of wonder and fake fiat currency and puppet presidents and false ideology of spirituality. Of course. And nor am I looking to be a part of that. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. That's pretty much like what I got from that. I had to call that in, bro, because I'm like, when they said the $10,000, then I seen that they had these certificates on 10,000 with the gold certificates with $10,000. That brought that.
But
to
everybody
mind.
didn't have that.
Only it was so
the wealthy.
Let me make sure I understand. Exactly. Only the wealthy.
Only the owners will have currency that high. So high.
Right. Because
so high it's go ahead.
Yeah, like they would the people coming in to work wouldn't be able to have that anyway.
Hell no.
That's out their league. That would be the Victorians. That'll be all George people. They had the money. That's what the goal.
That'll be all the families of substance, of ownership, who actually own minerals in the land, gold, oil, who've actually made something in themselves in business, and the same things that occur now, what's happening back then.
Yes, sir. So I'm like, man, that was huge. I never heard anything about the bills that large. And that's all I got for right now, Kill. I'm calling back for sure.
My man, I hope you do, man. Shout out to B once again for making it a call. Look at that. Now going back to what's name was talking about, we're dealing with the Sesquive, the estate, the trust, the king and his people, and the republic, and why they need to be subdued and lost at sea forever in order for them not to, or the heir not to come into his maturity, because that's what we're dealing with here. A matriarch, a matriarch, a false matrix, a matriarch over the patriarch, and which is setting everything off. So, as I look at this excavate, this is just good. I'm trying to debate whether I play this video, but I don't have enough support. And I don't mean support like contribution. I got that. I mean people who speak and who've been here long enough to speak. I don't have that. And I would love to stay on longer and longer and longer every day, but there's no get back. So I can only do what I can do. The other day I stayed on, it was 2 shows I stayed on 4 hours at a time. And I'm listening to them like, man, what's going on, fellas? Where's the engagement? What's going on, moderators? Where's the engagement? When I look at Caro, I see something great and the opportunity to do and speak great things, not only for myself, but for others, and speak it into existence. You feel me? I got a whole, but I can't be more into you than I am, than you are into your history, into what you learned and stuff like that. You know, I don't want to feel taken advantage of, or I don't want to feel like I'm putting too much on the folk. There's people back in the day said, man, you just put too much on this. Well, I'll handle most of the stuff. Then make sure you're paying attention and able to function on that level, and when it's time, be able to call in. But a lot of men just fell back, and that's cool, but it's not so cool here. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air? What up?
Deborah from Florida.
Deborah, what's going on?
Hi, I sent you a text message.
Go ahead.
That has the preamble written out by Miss Speakman.
Uh-huh.
And
wait, say that again. Say that again.
Am I not coming through clearly?
My mind and my eyes wasn't correlating because I was looking at something. Now, could you say it one more? I wasn't paying attention, Deb. I wasn't paying attention. My eyes was looking at something. Okay, the preamble. Okay, I got it. Go ahead.
Okay. It says in there that they gave themselves a blackacre, which is inherited rights through the land. They transferred it under duress to create a more perfect union of them guys.
Wow.
As a majority.
Wow. Now listen, I need the people to understand exactly what she's saying, because she's giving it to you exactly the way it needs to be said. We can talk all this stuff, which is great. But Deb, this is what I'm looking for. Say it again.
Okay. We the people, the majority, A, gave to themselves blackacre, which is the inheritance of the land.
Go ahead.
The inalienable, uninterruptible rights of the golden child. They took it.
They took it.
And that's where they took it.
Come on. See, this is what I'm saying, fellas. She's cutting right through the allegory. They took it from the golden child. Excellent. Well
Yes,
said.
sir.
Go ahead, champion.
Yes, sir. The unnamed heir. To name the heir would limit the estate.
Come on.
I believe, in my opinion, that to name the heir would stop the estate theft.
In its tracks, correct?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I went over to 1828 Webster's Dictionary, as you've taught us, and looked up the word golden. And some of the words used for golden are bright, shining, splendid, excellent, most valuable, happy, pure, preeminent, favorable, or auspicious, superior in excellence, distinguished for something commendable or honorable. Sir, thank you. In Patrick Gillespie's writings, it goes back to, why must I have a redeemer? It is the covenant between God and Christ that he will send the redeemer. Isaiah 59, 20 and 21 from the King James Bible. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord. 21. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord, my spirit that is upon thee. They are speaking of Abraham's seed. They are speaking of the son of David. They are speaking of Kevin Bryan Gillespie. He's here to redeem you, gentlemen. Stand up. Speak. The world needs you, sir. The world needs the men's voices. And that's all I have on this.
It says to study to show thyself what?
Approved, sir.
Approved.
Yes, sir. I went through Patrick Gillespie. That is the opening of the Ark.
And they trying to figure out who
he
the
wrote
lucky
it-
charm is. You talking about Patrick Gillespie. Go ahead, talk to him. Talk about St. Patrick. Go ahead, Queen. Go ahead.
They say that he was there in the 1600s, in the early 1600s, but his speech pattern does not match the speech pattern that we have been taught
Of
is
course.
the Old English or the Scottish or the brogue. Anything they've taught us is something to subvert our idea of what the gentlemen in the past were like,
Go ahead.
to create the panoramic view of idiocy that they want us to match up along with.
Oh, you on fire. Well said. Go ahead, Deb.
To keep us dumbed down, to keep us dark, to be able to sell us as slaves willingly as we keep our head down and enjoy our music and our TV and just go on with our lives thinking, well, you know, one day Jesus will come.
Come on.
One day he'll be down here in these clouds, which they painted in the books for us to have that vision
That's
in our mind.
right. Meant other words in the dictionary, in the 1828, and in law. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I see that dictionary as the doubling of Noah's, as the 2x2, the Noah Webster dictionary, and then you have another dictionary right after it, which the words are changed.
Go ahead.
They keep us in stupidity, in the hopes that no one will pay attention enough because they think they got this. But after 2014 and the letter from the Pope,
come on,
they don't got this no more.
The Pope told them it's time to get out of there.
The tribunal.
If the seed of
They need to
Peter,
go home.
if the seed of Peter say, all right, guys, guess what? What is this? It's time to, after all this time, I ain't want to tell you, it's time to go ahead and wrap this game up because, we don't have as much power and the contract is up.
Yeah, the contract's been up. The Jubilee time and a half. It's well time come, but it's all in God's time and God's good grace. I attempt to be meek, and it's really hard. But I'm learning meekness. I'll learn patience. God teaches me every day.
Yeah, me too. I learn and I'm patient and I learn to control that nerve that causes the eradication of the body. You got to discipline yourself and just know you can go get some rest. Yesterday I was so tired. I was just tired. I just got me some rest. Came back on fire. I'm tired now, but I wasn't as tired as I was yesterday. But you come back and it's good to hear you this morning on the air. Anything else?
I could go
Anything you
deep
want.
into the Bible, but
Well,
you know
yeah.
the words. I went through the That's My King of Mr. Lockridge, S.M. Lockridge,
Yes.
Shadrach, Meshach, Lockridge,
Yes.
that you play.
Yes.
That's My King.
Yes.
And I went through there and found the Bible verses that matched. And you are my king, sir. You are the heir apparent that has come down through the lineage. There is no doubt. Regular men don't do this.
Why you say that? What lines, Mr. Gillespie, up with what you're saying? Go talk to him. No, this is for you. This is your personal thought process, and the people get to hear you. Go ahead.
For my life, I pick up dog shit for a living.
Go ahead.
I felt as I wasn't paid enough. I felt anger about it. I felt anger, and I realized that feeling the anger instead of the gratitude was driving me away from God. I'm very grateful to have a roof over my head. I'm very grateful to be able to give to Kev Rowe. I have not used narcotics from the physical doctor in a year as of November 15th. And this is through prayer and constant work on my schooling, knowing that this is the only schooling I would ever have a chance to accomplish in any way, shape, or form. This is it right here. This is the class. Not the Pelmanac, not the go get a grant from the government and they'll teach me something.
That's right.
That wasn't for me. I felt it repulsive every time they tried to hand out a carrot or a lollipop or whatever.
Right.
But going through Kev Rowe, I was able to get off of disability. I was able to get off of
now wait a minute.
This $1,600 grant.
You brought up Mr. Lockridge and some passages that made you think about me. What was that?
Yes, sir. Matthew 2:2.
What is that?
See if this little thing will flip over to it.
Matthew what?
Matthew 2:2.
2 and 2
is the first one. Yes, sir. I find singing the passages to myself and having the numbers and the letters all attached to the little song I make up, it jars my memory better. And this is in the King James Version of the Holy Bible. This is Herod. And Herod has asked, where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him. That's one of them. The King of Kings.
So he has
the King
a star.
Of all kings.
He has a star. A star was born when he was born.
That's what they say.
They say they saw the star. Where is he? We can see it. That's a signal.
We're following.
Go ahead.
We know he's here. We know he's here.
We know he's here. Because the star.
We know he's here.
Because the star is what?
It is above him.
And they know that.
I would call it the Star of David.
That's right. They know what time it was, it is, when it comes, when it goes. They know this. They know it only comes to him. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And this is about the covenant that God has made with the king. It says 1 Timothy 6:15. is, I won't read all of it, but that's the part that Patrick Gillespie quotes. Let's see, we'll start here with 13. In the sight of God who gives life to everything, and of Jesus Christ, who while testifying before Pontius Pilate made the good confession, I charge you to keep this command without spot or blame until the appearing of our Lord Jesus Christ, which God will bring about in his own time. God, the blessed and only ruler, the King of kings and the Lord of lords, who alone is immortal and who lives.
That sound like a sovereign, Dad. That sound like a sovereign.
Yes, sir. Golden child, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The golden child.
God
who
himself.
Alone is immortal.
God himself seems like a sovereign. The King of all kings.
All things.
All kings. The King of kings.
Yes, sir.
That's a true sovereign. Go ahead.
Who alone is immortal.
Go ahead.
And who lives in unapproachable light.
Now, what is immortal?
Who no one
dying. Oh yeah. So how could we be in Mordmain if he lives? Go ahead.
That's on him. He will teach us. And who lives in unapproachable light.
Come on.
Whom no one has seen or can see.
They can't even see him. Like
to
Tupac
him be
say.
honor and might forever.
Go ahead.
Amen.
Go ahead.
That was the Timothy. Then we have Daniel, which is 2:37.
Let's go there.
2 and 37.
Let's go there. I love Bible verses with people. Yeah. Daniel what?
2 and 37.
And 37. I was just saying that for Ollie can catch up in his reading. That's my
It's all right.
I know Ollie like, why he gonna throw me in? That's my man. Shout out my man Ollie out there in the bungalow. It was really for me, but I blame Ollie for it. Go ahead.
My phone's going so slow, and it is waiting for you.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You got it.
Okay. Daniel 2 and 37. Let's see. It's just jumping around. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king.
This is Nebuchadnezzar's dream?
O king. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thou, O king, art a king of kings, for the God of heaven hath given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven hath he given into thine hand, and hath made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces, and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of the potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for so much as thou sawest the iron mixed in miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou saw iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom, which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
I say Humpty Dumpty broken all the pieces. But what he did, that was God's plan for all the pieces to be broken. Read it again for me, that last part. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Read.
The last part.
I'm going to turn
And
Hebrew
in the
Israelite
days
on
of,
them. Hold on, Deb. I'm going to turn Hebrew Israelite. Go ahead, read.
all
Go
right,
ahead.
I'll slow down and breathe and read.
Read, Deb. Go ahead.
We're down here on 44. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. For as much as thou savest, for as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands,
Come on.
and that it breaks in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold. The great God hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. Now this,
Martin Luther King say, I got a dream. The Lord tell you don't believe the dreamer.
I'm gonna let that resonate a minute.
Yeah, I ain't gonna even, yeah, you're gonna let that resonate. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for my voice.
Thank you, ma'am.
I will be a good servant and a better student.
And Deb, remember, don't do bad things.
Yes, sir. Don't do bad things. Don't do bad things. I was quick to anger, and it is flowing so well. It's like, oh wow, I don't even get upset anymore.
All you gotta do is remember my face and say, don't do bad things.
Nope.
That's it. You know, whatever you do, just don't do bad things.
Don't do bad things.
Yeah, I usually
Don't
just
do
take a
bad
nap. I usually just smoke or have some coffee, walk it off. Just don't do bad things, and you'll be fine. You know, you'll be all right.
Sir, I think of all those that suffered, and it tightens my ass right up.
That's
all
right.
those that suffered.
That'll tighten
And
you up
it's like,
real
oh,
good. That'll tighten you up real good.
This is not. Yes, sir. This is not an undoable task. With God, I can do anything. With Christ who strengthens me daily, knowing that only through the walk of the acceptance of the covenant, of the fact that I must love God with my heart, soul, mind, and spirit, and love my neighbor as myself. Otherwise, I'm not doing it. The little things in between aren't important. That's the first covenant, which hangs all of the other ones.
That's called a superseding RICO. See you in a minute, Deb. Shout out to Deb. That's a superseding RICO in the spiritual world. You got to understand that this was taken in real life, not in your make-believe little world. This is a real thing. A lot of people, they don't believe in God the way I thought. You know, so we gonna have to come all the way down to the base level with this, and make sure people understand that this was a trust. And before we say we, you better understand who the fuck we are, and understand how we got to this point. How did we become white supremacists, corporate, and dead hands? How did this happen? How are we starting all these corporations just destroying ourselves more and more and more? Death. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air. What up?
What's up, kid? I'm gonna try it again.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Rio calling from Georgia.
Rio calling from Georgia. What's on your mind, champ?
Oh, okay. So I'm getting from this that this is the covenant of God between God and Christ, but the covenant between us with Him and with us.
Go ahead.
And it's in suretyship. So the covenant was he told our forefathers that He was gonna always be with us, and he was gonna pour His blessings upon us. of his people. So, like I said, this is just him redeeming his covenant with us, basically.
Go ahead. You got to remember the covenant. You got to know how you got here, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's a blessing.
And what the covenant is worth.
It's priceless, because it's God telling you that He was going, and He sent a messenger, a mediator for you. That's what I think you is, Kel. I think that you here for to acknowledge the foundation and put it in words where we can understand it.
Yes, sir. That's exactly
and so
what I'm here for.
I appreciate that, Kel.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that.
It's something so complex. Well, if you didn't know it this way, how could you know?
And it also said that let me see. And if ye are Christ, and ye are Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise.
Come on.
And he said also, I will pour my.
What does that mean? If ye are what? What does that mean?
If ye are Abraham's seed.
It said,
so,
if you are Christ, what?
And if ye be Christ, then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise.
Go ahead.
And the church's seed, excuse me, because you know how they got there. It said, and the church's seed have the promise of covenant only insofar as they are Christ's seed. Isaiah 44:3. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed and my blessings upon thy offspring. So as I said, Kel, that's just him acknowledging and redeeming his covenant, because God's word is true and it don't come back void. And if we in a time without Benjamin Banneker in time and space, that would mean that it is what it is.
What you mean?
That God is here. He walking with us. Just like it said in Ezekiel. It said that he didn't abandon us when we went into exile. He went into exile with us.
Huh? So that means he gave up his sovereignty.
Yep. What man? It almost makes you want to cry, bro.
Yeah, you should. That's a good feeling. He gave up his sovereignty for you. Because we went chasing after gods that don't even exist. So he didn't give up on us. Oh, he's in poverty with us. He understands.
Right here with us.
Right there, champion. That's the importance of it. That's real. You know? God, they say God, you see, the make-believe is God want to stay in heaven, or no, it is to be on earth. Thy kingdom come, that will be done on earth. His kingdom is set up right here, and it's the resources and the minerals and the whole nation that's sitting right up under your feet. You denounce your own God, and he walk right that step down with you. Yeah, ain't that something? Okay. He said, "Oh, that ain't what you want." Okay.
But I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna sit right here.
I'm right there.
I'm gonna watch you go. I'm right here.
And I'm gonna put you in the wheel. And I'm gonna have an heir that's gonna come later.
And he's gonna explain it to you.
You see that?
Man, it's just unfolding, Kel. Like you gotta.
Who's the only one who can redeem you? He who lives. He who died in Christ and lives again.
So you have to die. You have to smite the flesh.
They could never give me anything, because I know God got my eye on my last name and it runs everything. What could you give me? Just return, because you're a beneficiary, because you're a trustee, excuse me. You see?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So, what did Cook do? He used the money that wasn't even his. You see that?
Nice.
It's about a grand nice. You got trustees. using money and controlling business. We were made into corporations. They took our names and opened up McDonald's and shit. And said everybody can buy a franchise, but you need a license to do so. See? Because that's illegal to take something that's not yours. Go ahead.
And if you're making a deposit at a bank,
yes,
and it's not worth anything, then that's where the confusion come in at, because you think that you a part of this banking system, but you really not.
Was George Washington a part of the banking system?
No.
No. Did he believe in loaning money using usury? No. No interest.
No, he didn't. No, because property is an estate. Estate is property. So you have to be an owner of the estate. But if you stand on property that's not yours, it's absentee.
Well said. My man said that's an absentee. Oh my goodness. No.
It's not present. So I appreciate it, Kel, and I thank you. God bless. Glory be to God, bro.
Man, glory to God, man. I'm glad you can understand. Champion, thanks. Shout out to you. My man Rio in the building. Part of this bright conversation. So he'll have a better understanding and give you some strength to be okay with call it in, because Rio is bugging right now. Rio, B from Texas. Oh, I hit y'all with a cold one today, because I'm just tired of playing. I'm not finna wait for you. You gonna catch up. You gonna run with me. I'm not even walking no more. I'm running. Come on. My man, come on, man. We already won the race, man. Come on, man. It's supposed to be victory lap, man. We just can jog and walk this out. This is where we go harder right now. Because I see the Moorish society with Sarnetter and friends cannot fuck with us. It seems Gillespie's name is gold. And some people out there like, St. Patrick? What the fuck that got to do with this nigga? I love that I made the Lucky Charms box come in a lot of y'all heads when we was talking about St. Patrick's and rainbows and gold at the end. Forrest Glory, you on the air. What up?
Hi, sir. How are you?
Blessed.
All right.
Blessed.
So I wanted to. Awesome. So I wanted to call in because you had put like the towns that were surrounding El Dorado, California, and I had looked up Placerville, which was one of the towns on the list. And when I looked it up, it had that the original name was called Hangtown, and I thought that was interesting, and I wanted to look into it and see exactly why it was. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because oftentimes we know that they will tell us storylines and tall tales, and you've also taught us that it's important for us to be able to sift through what is a storyline of theirs, but still be able to find where they're admitting guilt and the crime that they have committed. Right?
Well said.
So
well said. Go ahead.
Yes. So it said that it was known as Hangtown, and that they had hung 5 men on the same day from the same tree. And these men were suspected to having gold, and that they were killed and robbed in the street at night. And also there were other people murdered in their homes. And so when I read that, I thought of how, they would go through our towns and pillage and take things and just run off and think like, how they consider us thugs, but really it was them. And so the story goes on to say too,
we may have found their characters. I think we may have found their characters. The people that they blame it on look a lot like them in the photos. Like, wait a minute, did y'all rob yourselves with different faces, different mustaches and shit? Because this starting to look like you guys. Go ahead.
It really is. It's looking like that. So the story goes on to say that a group of enraged miners gathered around a saloon. And when I saw saloon, their storyline is saloon. I think that it's something else, but we'll go with what they've said. So they said that enraged miners gathered around the saloon and that they took 4 men out of the saloon that was suspected of doing fatal shots, I guess, like in the town. And when I read that, I thought of how they use propaganda and how they would pull our men out of, just say, hey, he did this, he did that, and they have a riot that goes, crazy because this black man has been suspected
this black
of
man
something
did something like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he hit me.
Exactly.
So
Yes,
that happened
so,
to me before. Somebody grabbed their eye real quick and said, "Oh, look what you did." And I know they still do that to us today. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So it said that
I'm sorry, y'all. But
he
hit me. God damn it.
Just lying.
Go ahead.
So it says that they seized. Now, when I saw the word seized, I looked it up in 1828, and that means to take possession of something with or without the right. So you took possession of 4 men that supposedly had gold or whatever it was. And so I'm thinking, well, you would take possession of our men who have the gold, have the authority, and you decide that you're going to hang these men on the tree. All of them, you're going to hang them.
Yes.
So it says as well in this story that this is the part that I really want to call in about. So after they had killed the men, the proprietor of the saloon, and proprietor in 1828 means an owner, the person who has legal right or exclusive title to anything, whether in his possession or not. So the person that owned, the owner, okay? So the owner tells the crowd, I am charging you with murder, and that he threatened, this crowd that he would avenge the patron's death. So after he has said that, they turn on him, and it's said in the story that they sneak a rope around his neck and they hang him. Yep. And they hang him from the exact same tree. And so when I read it, yes, that's probably one of their storylines, a tall tale, but at the same time, you can hear how they're admitting we took the owner, the one that had the title, we did away with the one who has the authority to say, I charge you with said crime, like the one that had the authority. And they said, well, look, we just gonna turn on you too. And so although, we had to look through the allegory and all that stuff, I think that you've done a great job of teaching us that when you read these storylines, pick out the parts that for sure are them admitting this is what we did.
Right.
And so just building the storyline around that.
Because
so
they killed Christ this way. That's what God wants us to do, is see that they actually murdered Christ right here. And this is the government of Rome, the god of the sea and bottomless pit. This beast from the ocean is the ones who did it. And us in the future will be able to look back on it, use our minds when we wake up from this allegorical dream, and use the dream as a footstool, a solid foundation to what they've admitted in this wonderful dream of theirs.
Absolutely.
And recharge them of the same crime.
Of the crime, yes.
That's right.
Absolutely. The one that has legal authority
Taylor,
is charging every last one
there
of them.
You go.
Woo!
And it's on paper. There it is. There. Thank you so much.
On paper. Yes, absolutely. Have a good one.
Yes, ma'am. And that's the beauty of this show, is for that to happen. You see how that just flows? And to find fault in the charging. This is what you're charging them with. That comes at the end of the show. This is what you're going to charge them with right there. She just read it. They said, oh, no, you're not. There is no statute of limitation for murder. This is how you birthed a new nation. Christ wants us to see they took your heirship, your crown that Christ gave you, murdered the kings, the sons and daughters, set them up at Salem witch trial. Just reasons for do every damn thing. When God say he gave the world into the hand of the wicked, he wasn't playing. Until the days of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Until there is no more. What's the song say? Until your cup runneth over. what I kept saying when I first got it. Your sins have reached the heavens, bro. I've been saying that for years. It's over. You got somebody on earth thinking that way. Then somebody else, and somebody else. And then somebody gonna kicked off what they call the 100th monkey syndrome. But I call it Kev Rowe. Press what? They can call it whatever they want to. I like Kev Rowe. It's that it's that syndrome that just wake you up and make you smarter. Following a few rules like Tupac say. Press what? Kev Rowe. Put that Tupac on. He'll tell you. Follow them rules, bro. And don't be stingy. If she didn't call in, I wouldn't even thought about that till later. We got to wake up, fam. I call that Kev Rowe, the ability to affect your own retarded comrades and wake them up to their condition. Oh, that's a gift from God. You got to be special to do stuff like that. Nigga don't know if I'm coming on urban. I come on this whole talking reckless or come in a suit and tie as the urban conservative. It don't matter. 424-209-9506. What up, Todd? Ollie out there throwing Bible verses. What was that? This stuff may not be making sense to y'all, but I understand why these people are calling in with these Bible verses. So shout out to the people who still believe in God, though. And realize, I hope I'm showing y'all that God, this is already written. We in the future or something, that's called prophecy. You be able to see the outcomes of prophecy that's been already written. So I got this movie that I want to show you, but honestly, I think 3 hours is long enough. Shout out to, who is this contributed to this program? Shout out to Tracy Wilson with that $100 contribution. What a blessing that is. Shout out to the EBT program. Y'all stand up, bro. Y'all in the EBT program, stand up and thank Tracy. You thank Mrs. Hornick, Taylor Hornick. You thank Jamie Lee. Press 1 with her $100 contribution this morning. Press 1. Y'all quit playing with us. EBT program. Y'all should be the first one speaking up with courage on Shutter Island. In order to get to your blessing, you have to admit what's wrong with you. If you don't understand monkey mind in Universe 25, and you don't sit in this classroom and played around and laughed with the bungalows and you wasn't supposed to, this is Todd's 5th year. He been in the bungalows this whole time, but he paying attention. Don't base your intelligence on Todd and Rico and these niggas. And Marley and these niggas. These niggas been here. You your own person. Press 1. Wake up and don't be afraid. Lord have mercy. Shout out to the bungalows. But shout out to Shu, Ali, Bocat, Jamil, Jameer, Taylor Hornick, Yanir Orr, Tracy Wilson, Jamie Lee, Steven Simmons, Deborah Nichols, TW for that $1. Did pay for your seat. That's what I'm talking about, King. You know, if I can do a show where everybody, all 250 of us every day put $1, I would. Just $1. But you know the bungalows, you know our people, they got to see if you really about this shit. Press 1. That's the thing about my community. They want to see if you really about this shit. And then when you make it to what they consider really about this shit, they raise the bar on you. They be like, all right. We see you smart and you done beat us all up and intellectually. But can you really beat us all up at one time while distracting you, nigga, eating Fruit Loops? You know, it's like, bro, what more do I have to do? I have to tell the Moors and the Pan-Africans, I don't hate you. I'm here to wake you up too. You are ignorant of Christ. Y'all's a bunch of black N-words. Press 1. Press 1, you are black and void of the law. That's why Sinetta, and I bring my brother Sinetta up because he's the basic blueprint for your favorite uncle who can't ever get it right. Press 1.
Not like this. Not like
You know the one with the gator shoes and the beans and the one with the brim-low hat. Got all the little hustles, but the right one. Press 1. You know, a living example. Living example. I'm here for y'all. Wake y'all up as well as I wake my own team up. Just remember, Todd used to walk around the jail facility. I'm going to tell y'all an inside scoop on Todd. Todd was a criminal. No, Todd, let my sweater go, bro. Todd was a criminal. And he used to try to tell black people, where's my face? This is going to be funny. I got to do this to you. He used to try to tell black people that the white man wrote the Bible. You believe this shit? I'm trying to give y'all a clear that Kev will help you understand life better. My Hebrew Israelite brothers had my white friend walking around jail facilities trying to explain to niggas and how God wrote that, how the white man wrote that book. Press 1. And now he understands at a level I never thought he would. So you got to give it to people like that. It's like, damn, we was all there. Some of y'all believed in dinosaurs, UFOs, planet. Some of us believe in alien. Billy Carson believes we were all aliens. And Nibiru, and there's all of these things. So we all come from different places. But we all choose to come. Kev Gills makes more sense. Coffee and Kush TV, North Carolina. My future home state. You're on the air. What up?
All right, Kev. What you was just saying that I'm still looking at the thing. It's Article 8 is legal defiances and covenant defiances.
What is this you speak of, sir? Is this a charge?
Well, it's a charge for us when we don't uphold the covenant.
What is it called?
It's under Article 8, legal defiances and covenant defiances.
And what's the charge?
I'm going down to it. It's on 78.
So we better start following the covenant.
Yes, sir.
They probably say keep him black. If you don't follow the covenant, you're dead in law and black, like Kev said. I wonder what it say.
Option 2, affect legal defiance or covenant defiance. The issuer may at any time, at the option of its board directors, evidenced by a resolution set forth in the officer certificate, elect to have either Section 802 or 803 hereof applied to all outstanding notes upon compliance with the conditions set forth. All right, so here goes the discharge. Upon the issuer's exercise under Section 8, hereupon the option applicable to this Section 802, the issuer and each of the grantors will, subject to the satisfaction of the conditions set forth in Section 804 hereof, be deemed to have been discharged from their obligations with respect to all outstanding notes, including the note of guarantees on the date the conditions set forth below as or satisfied herein after legal defiance. For this purpose, legal defiance means that the issuer and the grantors will be deemed to have paid and discharged the entire indebtedness represented by outstanding notes, including the notes guaranteed, which will thereafter be deemed to be outstanding only for purposes of Section 805 hereof and the other sections of this indenture refers
What is it?
to
What
in
is it? What
clauses
is this
1 and
about? What is this about? I'm lost.
So this is under the El Dorado Circus Reno Silver Legacy purchase.
Oh, okay.
This is where I found this at. Chasing the gold.
So they took the gold.
Yes, sir. And so they also formed the LLC behind it. And this is all the whole PDF of them
So they started LLCs behind what they stole.
Yes, sir.
And turned them into corporation.
Exactly.
And incorporated the heist.
The whole thing.
That's a different level of understanding. That's a cold level of understanding. They incorporated the heist. They'd take your name and incorporate you without you even knowing. And then taking the insurance out on you. Go ahead. Oh, it's the biggest backdoor of all time. Jeez. That's the biggest backdoor of all time, man. That made my stomach hurt. Go ahead.
Legal defiances. Okay, so referred to in clauses 1 and 2 below to have satisfied all their obligations under such note, the notes guaranteed in this indenture, and the trustee on demand of and the expense of the issuer shall execute proper instruments acknowledging the same, except for the following provisions, which will survive until otherwise terminated or discharged. The rights of the holders or outstanding notes to receive payments in respect of principal of premium on, if any, interest and additional interest, if any, such notes when such payments are due from the trust referred in Section 805. It says, upon the issuer exercise under Section 801, hereof the options applicable to the section of 803, the issuer and each grantors will, subject to the satisfaction of the conditions set forth in Section 804 hereof, release from each of the obligations under the covenants contained in Section 407, 408, 409, 410, 411, all the way to 420. Hereof clauses 4 of
Speaking
Section
of 420,
501.
speaking of 420, it's about that time. Hit that like button and subscribe. Go ahead, King.
Hereof with respect to the outstanding note and on after the date conditions set forth in Section 804 hereof satisfaction, hereinafter covenant defiance, and the notes will hereafter will be deemed not outstanding for the purposes of any direction, waiver, consent, or declaration or act of holders, and the consequences of any thereof in connection with such covenants, but will continue to be deemed outstanding for all purposes hereunder, it being, hold on one second. it being defiance means that with respect to the outstanding
I
notes
feel like
and
I'm
note
in
guarantees.
I feel like I'm in an illegal board meeting. Like I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, you know, one of those black people just like, y'all sound like y'all stealing stuff, trying to cover up for it. And I feel like I'm a part of it. Go ahead.
Exactly. Like,
That one black dude like, nah, this is wrong, bro. 2-year contract on a cell phone? That sound good in my commission, but that's fucked up. Go ahead.
it says, defiance means that with respect. Did I read that already? All right. Defiance means that with respect to the outstanding notes and notes guarantees, the issuer and grantors may omit to comply with and will have no liability in respect of any terms, conditions, or limitations set forth in any such covenant, whether directly or indirectly by reason or any reference elsewhere herein to any such covenants or omission to comply will not constitute a default or an event or defaults under section 601 hereof, but except as in addition upon the issuer exercise under section 801 hereof the option applicable to this section 803 subject to the satisfaction of the conditions set forth in section 804 hereof, sections 6 through 9 hereof will not constitute events of default. Conditions to legal or covenant defiance in order to exercise legal defiance or covenant defiances under sections 802, 803 hereof, the issuer must irrevocably deposit with the trustee in trust for the benefit of the holders of notes in cash U.S. dollars,
That's all I want to hear.
non-callable
Go
government
ahead.
securities. The notes, cash, and
That's
U.S.
the
dollars.
shit that charged me up when I hear cash or gold or anything like that. Anything else at this board meeting, I'm like, oh, shit, they taking stuff. Go ahead.
U.S. dollars, non-callable government securities, or a combination of cash and U.S. dollars, recognized investment banks, appraisal firm, or firm of independent public accountants to pay the principal of interest, including additional interest and premium, if any, on the outstanding notes.
What is this, Canaan law? The law of the water or something? George Washington. I just thought about it. Like, George Washington laws was like, look, don't do bad things. Don't behave badly. Don't move borders that don't belong to you. Don't take things that don't belong. They laws are like, look, if you happen to take it, bro, this is how you get around it. I'm tired of living in a world where, I'm supposed to lift myself up by the bootstrap as a Democrat, and then you get into the real world just to find out that's how the game works. So go ahead. I should have stayed a criminal with this type of language. Go ahead. Now I see why all my friends are fucking actually making money as Pookies and Ray Rays, and me doing the right thing is so frustrating because I don't want to do anything wrong. Go ahead.
I'm not trying to lose my place, but when you said the canon law, I sent you something similar to this on the canon law PDF in the text yesterday.
Dude, that's what this is or something, because this can't be life. There's got to be more. This can't be us. Go ahead, man.
All right, so and what is it? And premium, if any, on the outstanding notes on the stated date for payment thereof on the applicable redemption date, as they case may be, and the issuer must specify whether the notes are being defeased to such date for payment or to the particular redemption date. In the case of an election under 802 hereof, El Dorado must deliver to the trustee an opinion of counsel in form reasonably acceptable to the trustee, confirming that the issuer has received from of there has been published by the Internal Revenue Service a ruling or since the date of this indenture, there has been a change in applicable federal income tax law. In either case, to that effect, and the basis thereof, such opinion of counsel shall confirm that the holders of the outstanding notes will not recognize income, gain, or loss for federal income tax purposes as a result of such legal defiance, and will be subject to federal income tax on the same amounts in the same manner and at the same times as would have been the case if such legal defiance had not occurred. In the case of an election 803, hereof El Dorado must deliver to the trustee an opinion of counsel in form reasonably acceptable to the trustee, confirming that the holders of the outstanding notes will recognize income, gain, or loss for federal income tax purposes as a result of such covenant defiance and will be subject to federal income tax on the same amounts in the same manner and at the same time as would have been the case if such covenant defiance had not occurred. 4, no default or events or default shall have occurred and is continuing on the dates of such deposits, other than a default or event of default resulting from the borrowing of funds to be applied to such deposits, and in similar concurrent deposit relating to the other indebtedness and the granting of liens to secure such borrowing. 5, such legal defiance of covenant defiance will not result in breach or violation of or constitute a default under any material agreement or instrument other than this indenture and the agreements governing and other indebtedness being defeased, discharged, or replaced, to which the issuer or any grantor is a party, or by which the issuer or any of the grantors is bound. 6, the issuer must deliver to the trustee an
What does that
certificate
mean?
stating,
What does that mean to the average person listening? Is what's important. What does that mean to? What does that mean?
this means not sticking with God.
No, but this is who wrote this?
Not
Where's
to-
this coming from?
Oh, 1 second. This is under the. Wait a minute. This is under the Indenture El Dorado Resorts Incorporated, U.S. Bank National Association as trustee. It says, and each of the grantors.
Send me that. Did you send that to me already?
Yes, sir. I sent this yesterday.
Okay. Cool. All right, I got it.
It says, and each of the grantors party hereto 75 million 7% senior notes due 2023.
Oh, so it's time that they give up the money. That's why. My bad. I was tripping. Yeah. What they say? Say it again. Read that last word. What did it say? Hold up, no, bro, no, because it's some crazy shit.
So the 7% senior notes due
Whatever was
2023.
Hold up, whatever. Yeah, the whole lead up to that will be important to me.
All right.
Go ahead.
Indenture El Dorado Resorts Incorporated, and each of the grantors party hereto 75 million 7% senior notes due 2023. U.S. Bank National Association as trustee.
Well, damn. Well, damn.
So what? So what I see starting after um, Article 1 basically sums up
So this is a trust from an old contract of
amending
what amending what?
the covenant, Georgia's law,
So this is
Moses'
like the
law.
Jubilee comes by way of the return of the right to the land. Got it. Go ahead.
So Article 1 summing it up
Has to be a
basically is
kinsman,
forming
remember?
and dating.
Remember?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
That would be you.
That'd be anybody with the intelligence like Kev Gill, but go ahead. You know me. Just in the back chilling. Go ahead.
So Article 2 under the notes is them forming and dating, execution and authentication, and becoming the registrar, setting up the registrar and the pay agent. And then they placed Georgia's people on the holders list. And then next came the transfer and exchange. Then I see replacement notes. So I see that as 1933. After they confiscated all the money, they replaced it with the fiat currency. And then later, 2 things down into cancellation. So I see that as when who was it? You said Cleveland Grover.
Gave it to who?
I mean, not Cleveland Grover, to Roosevelt, and then Roosevelt canceled the debt, right?
Yeah. Who did Grover Cleveland get the money to? Get a gold to?
Roosevelt.
J.P. Morgan.
Oh, J.P. Morgan.
Go ahead. And who canceled the debt? Roosevelt.
Okay. So
that's cold. Go ahead.
After the default interest, and then right up under that is the QSIP numbers. And then it goes into Article 3 with the redemption and the prepayment. So then you see notice to trustee. So that was the heist right there.
Yes.
And then they did the redemption for the trustee.
Well, then they
made us on the holders list and obsolete banking securities.
Well, yes, everybody who fell in under 14th Amendment citizens, because it's all taken from the royals. It's all taken from the royals. Go ahead.
Under Article 4, what I was reading already, I see incurrence of indebtedness and insurance of preferred stock. And then some of the things that I screenshotted was under the asset sales, and then the transaction with the affiliate. And then under that is the liens, corporate existence.
It's the whole breakdown of the legal fiction, correct?
Yes, the merger and consolidation.
Facts. Got you.
What they're, yes.
Again, trustees though.
And trustees and beneficiary and linguistics, and nobody ever until you showed up got a gist of the linguistics and how to understand any of this, because this is the biggest abstracting party, worldwide party of Georgia's trust. And
you're absolutely right, champion.
All the canon laws and civil laws is evidence of extracting from Moses' law.
Yes, sir. Not only that, taking away, yes, absolutely, but diverting the Magna Carta into a dead state and causing the people to make the contract obsolete in their minds, never honoring the contract. So both parties are in violation until one of the two comes into a maturity.
I didn't hear nobody bring up the Disney El Dorado
Go ahead, talk
cartoon
about it.
movie.
There you go. There you go. Let's get back. Let's get to it. Let's go.
I personally can't really speak on it, but I did like screenshot something about it.
Okay.
So it's the road to El Dorado, and the description, it says two con men get a hold of a map to the lost city of gold, El Dorado, after stowing away onto one of the ships of the Spanish explorer Cortez. The pair escapes and eventually do find the city. There, a priest proclaims them to be gods in a scheme to win control of the city for himself. Meanwhile, they meet a beautiful girl, Rosie Perez, who helps them in their ruse.
And they're Roosevelt. Go ahead.
That's all I got on that.
Yep. You know, Roos and Roosevelt is the same thing. Go ahead. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Man, let me see.
So this is really the study of the founding
up.
fathers. Like, we really need to get into how they lost and were brought out of existence. It is now running on 3 hours and 30 minutes, past my time, 20 minutes. I'll give you the remainder 5 minutes, and you got it. Go ahead.
So something you just said, right? That I was saving in my phone is come up under Article 2 transfer, right? Hello?
Yes, sir. Article 2 transfer?
Yes, transfer. So, and this is up under Canon Law 190,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
It says a transfer can be made only by a person who has the right of providing for the office which is lost, as well as for the office which is conferred. If a transfer is made when the office holder is unwilling, a grave cause is required, and the manner of proceeding prescribed by law is to be observed, always without prejudice to the right of proposing contrary arguments. To take effect, a transfer must be communicated in writing. Canon 191. In a transfer, the prior office becomes vacant through the canonical possessions of the other office, unless the law provides otherwise or competent authority has been prescribed otherwise. The person receives the remunerations assigned to the prior office until the person has taken canonical possessions of the other office. Article 3, removal. Canon 192. A person is removed from office either by a decree issued legitimately by competent authority without prejudice to rights possibly acquired by contract, or by the law itself according to the norm of Canon 194. By contract.
So
a person cannot
is
be
federal law operating out of canon law? Yes, more than likely.
Yes.
Okay.
Canon law.
The Canaanites. The Canaanites, man. These in the Bible, bro. These is not good things. These people do things like this. I just match energy with energy. I mean, that sounds like some like do not find Canaanites, Canaan law. Africa is Canaan law. Yeah, Africa is is Afrikaners. Abraham Lincoln put you in Canaan law, huh?
So it's also kind of like a tethering law, also.
Say it again, sir. Let's bring back the good word. It's a tethering law. That's why Mr. Gillespie is feared in this community. Right there. Say it with me, family. Their tethering law is the Hope Diamond. Told you. Say it with me. The mooring system. Cast old ancient. Yeah, that's right. It's a tethering law to keep you submerged. You ever see a nigga you trying to help not drown, give him the life vest, and he drowned you and him? Both of y'all go under. That's that. Both of y'all going under. Go ahead.
Because I found something yesterday about the Baphomet and how they basically doing a duality into the Reformed Christianity religion. And so that's what, and then with the tethering system, I'm like, okay, so I know canon law, civil law is going against the law of the Bible.
Yes.
So most of the
law
letters,
of the land,
the
law of the Bible, and the law of Moses, and the laws of the founding fathers, and the laws of what you call America. Go ahead. They're against it all.
Yes.
They're fascist. LGBTQ is good. Epstein, Weinstein, everything you need a license for. If you got enough money to move to Greece and run for the rest of your life, then you can do it. Go ahead.
I've been dead corporation researching, and they all are against the law. They all extracting and participating under the federal judiciary system, which is the mooring tethering system.
Wow. You see that, y'all? We just proved a whole month worth of work right there. It finally just clicked. You see how we work here? Hit that like button and hit that Cash App. Go ahead, champ.
Man, I'd be so organized. I think I do before you come on, and then when I'm like trying to, I was thinking, I was man, like this show take me back to stuff like when I was younger, and like my auntie and certain family members used to make me read and do book reports and stuff, and then when I see your new title come on, it's like already
you jump straight into action. I'll be wondering like, damn, I just titled this and Thomas already sent me a bunch of shit. Like you were waiting on something like that. I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, it's true. I see why. That's who you are. That's how you being and shit.
You like a good drill sergeant that, you put the pressure on, and, I'll be watching the chat room, seeing what people saying, and, by now everybody should know how to conduct themselves in your presence. And
Coffee and Kush, we can straight bungalows, and that's what they waiting on. See, Thomas, they know I'm silly. They know I'm waiting. That's all the bungalows. When I look at the bungalows, bro, they eyes is screaming, let's hurry up, bro. We learned enough. Let's get back to the fun and games. Come on. Go ahead.
No, because I like it's always more to the lie, because the lie was so big. Everything around us is a lie. Like
the whole panoramic view, like Deb said, the whole view. If the mind is altered, Your perception, your panoramic view of the world, the law, how things run will be altered, kind of like the face of a Picasso. Go ahead.
I've been driving for like the last 13 years doing commerce.
Okay.
So to find out there's no Christ in commerce, Kev, when I read that just
that fucked you up.
That did something to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, this is how I make money, and this ain't no God in it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
to already know ain't no God in the Red Cross Death Square Hospital. Like, it's nowhere to go for us. This really is.
So what do we have to do?
Aside
We
from,
have to start talking about a way that's building a safe place for us. That's what. I watched the old movie say if you build it, they will come. If it ain't around, this is how you become successful in life. Especially with your people. You look for what our communities don't have, and we do what? So if it's in the world of no God, why wouldn't it be in the world of full of God? And people who believe in God righteously, when done right, business is good.
yes, sir. I think about some years back, like, YouTube for me used to just be some entertainment, maybe something to learn here or there.
Right.
But since I started watching your show, like, the subscribers I had was a long list, all kind of different wild people,
Right.
odd fellas, demon particles, all kinds of stuff. But since you came, Kev, like, until you come on, it's really nothing for me to do but research or go do my illegal commerce with no so-called Christ in it. Like, I got another friend, I done called him out before, but he definitely in the class. He don't be in the chat. But soon as the show ends, or sometimes we listen to the show from one of each other's phones, and he quiet, but we do our own research.
That's
too,
right.
Like right after the show go off.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We huddle up and get right to it. So I want to shout out some of the other people. B from Texas said, Ollie, just
shout out to
everybody
y'all
that put in work. That every time you call in and you bring something, you know what I'm saying, we all feeding off each other. You know
Facts.
what I'm saying?
Facts.
We all figuring this thing out. This really is a walk down our history and following the yellow brick road. Like, all the propaganda, all the movies, all the music, it's all around us. You know, like the movies Trading Places.
Yes.
All the movies that we brought up.
They're telling you
speaking
what
of movies,
happened.
right?
But it's like watching a movie at school or in the school where nobody's paying attention. Okay, this is what happened to you. They give you a movie called Trading Places. You're like, this is so good and so familiar, ha. But this feels so real. And it's up to us to find. Yes, it's very real. It's up to the patient at the asylum, remember, to find out and diagnose himself. Everybody bears his own cross. And luckily, there's people like you and me who can relate and say, wait a minute, this is really an asylum, or try to get to the foundation on what it is that we're caught up in. And come to find out, it's Canaan law, mooring system, and the tethering of the two. Now, from that perspective, we're unstoppable already on the internet. Just clowning around, not even being Joe Rogan style with it. So it's about I'm about to turn it up, and because I was just perfecting the craft at this moment. Now I see, this is what our people is missing. This is a big piece to the puzzle of deception, and we have to cut our tethering ties. Go ahead.
Did we bring up the Oppenheimer movie yet?
We didn't, but I went to the movies to see that. What a powerful, powerful informational movie. Go ahead, talk about it.
And so Oppenheimer and the German and Russian think tank scientists they had a group called the FAECT organization,
Okay.
and I think it stood for like engineers and mechanical and chemical, all engineers or whatever. So Oppenheimer, through the American military, ended up getting sent out towards what is it, New Mexico, and he built he had them build him a little town for other scientists so they could come up with the plans for the atom bomb.
Go ahead.
It's got President Hoover in the movie, where Hoover is like, boy, his demeanor is like leopard or whatever, right? So, what I say, Oppenheimer kind of was like, the way they showed the movie, Oppenheimer had like a conscience of what actually happened to us or whatever, but the energy of all the collabs and all the treaty gangs, all of them, they had no breaks. They was just straightforward after the Civil War.
They was all in on this.
Whatever we got to do, like no remorse for all the people that was lost and done wrong, and how it was wrote up even for the future people as us. We still in death square, under the death grip.
And Mortman in the grip of death square and Universe 25 and that psychological imprisonment, yes. But all for,
But
go ahead.
I just want to say that was I think
remember
one of
it's
the best propaganda.
Remember, it's the chemical attack on Adam. The atom bomb is the destruction of the black man. See, it's written as, but it's the end of the world. It was the end of our world, decapitating and removing the names. And not only that, the chemical construct that was going to be able to keep you weak and dead. Like how lab mice eat. They try to figure out a way for it to feed it poison without it knowing. That's what happened to us. And it brought our mentality, and we were dumbed down and kept at a rat type of survival mentality with a mechanical monkey mind, a mechanical monkey mind psychosis. So breaking all that down to our people, it's gonna be a doozy. But again, this mooring system and what you brought forth at the end of this show is just powerful, man. And I thank you for bringing it. Hopefully, we can bring you on earlier tomorrow so you can keep going. But I got to get me some breakfast. I haven't eaten anything, and it's already noon here on the West Coast. So thank you, Thomas, for the call, and we're gonna continue this conversation tomorrow morning.
All right, you're welcome, Kev. I'll get with you later.
My man. Shout out to y'all out there in the world who've been watching the program. Make sure y'all support the broadcast by any means necessary. I got a new set coming soon and new ideas and new shows. And I want this to be the footstool for Kevin G and where we're going, and our conversations to be real. And just as real as they can dream and fantasize about Tataria and the reset and all of these things that make no complete sense without the correct perspective are being discussed. Why can't we? So that's what I'm gearing up for. The people who want to take part in that, like Shiva said it, Amanda's even said it, said called in and said, everybody wants to be a part, and that's where I'm going with the show, so you'll be able to come up and take part in that program live on the air and have real discussions with real individuals. That way I'm not sitting around waiting on
the bungalows to call in. You feel me? I'm not waiting on them. So I'm planning all this right now. This is like right now. So shout out to y'all. That's what's going on. God bless y'all, of course. And shout out to the people who subscribe. Go to the patreon.com/KevGillsTV. And it's all Coffee and Kush TV for the rest of the day. I love y'all. See y'all in a couple hours. It's time to eat. And as always,